Just stay off. Yo, what's good? Welcome to another one. And you know, don't you guys be giving me the El host vibes. I was waiting for Mars's response to see if he could pull up today. He cannot. But it's fine, because you know what? I feel like having some Dubs World energy today, bro. I'm not even gonna hold you, bro. It's Friday. You feel me? Friday. Got plans tonight. You feel me? Did some things yesterday. And bro, we're gonna kick off this weekend right. It's 2 o'clock right now, afternoon. Work is about to end in like a couple hours. Bro, let's start this thing off. If you over there at work, man, if you have the opportunity, man, go take one down, bro. Go ahead, man. I'm telling y'all, bro. You got UFC. The weekend's about to be packed with UFC. You feel me? Basketball's here. Basketball's about to start next week, bro. It's Friday, bro. Let's live it up. The weekend's about to be packed. Let's turn up, bro. That's what I'm here for. Let's freaking go. Now, I don't know what happened yesterday, but all of a sudden I heard that there was some Steph Curry preaching going on here from Mars, and I was just very confused about everything. But I don't want to talk about yesterday. Let's talk about today. Let's talk about what's the plan, what's the mission, about what we about to do today. And today, you know what I'm feeling? I'm tired of talking about these Milwaukee Bucks, these Boston Celtics, these KDs. Let's talk about these young guys coming up, bro. Let's talk about these boys that's about to change the league in years to come. You feel me? Let's talk about these dudes, bro. Let's talk about the Scotty Barnes, bro. Let's talk about Cade Cunningham, bro. Let's talk about the Thompson twins, fam. One of the teams, title of the video, these teams will shock you this NBA season. I'm not going to lie. The Detroit Pistons, I think they're going to surprise a lot of people. Well, people have been preaching on what they were supposed to do, I believe it was last season. I think we're going to see more of that today. We're going to see more of that in the season coming up, with Jalen Duran being implemented more in the starting lineup, Cade Cunningham being back, and what those young core of guys that they got over there. I actually like the Detroit Pistons' chances of, you feel me, making some things happen. You know, I'm not too, you feel me? I'm not too what do you say it? Negative towards that about what they can be next season. I like it. I like it a lot. The Wizards, and even though a lot of people are saying this, I think the Wizards are going to surprise a lot of people, especially Jordan Poole. I think Jordan Poole, and I'm telling you, bro, the guy has, when a man has nothing to lose anymore, this is what y'all got to understand. When a man has nothing to lose anymore, yo, David Brown, I'm not even looking at the camera, bro. If you want this eye contact, here you go. Here's the eye contact for you. I wasn't even looking at the camera, but here you go, brother. Here you go. If that's what floats your boat, I'm the man of the people. You feel me? But you know what I'm talking about with the Washington Wizards, when a man has nothing to lose anymore, you got Jordan Poole. He don't have the baddies of the California baddies no more. He's in the DC area, a place that he did not want to be. The weather isn't as bright over there. He's not a part of the Golden State organization no more. He was supposed to be the next Steph Curry, and now it seems as if that has all washed away from his grasp. The man is looking like a homeless man some nights. Yo, this man's about to be on a mission. He is about to put the league on notice. Because when you have nothing to lose anymore, the freedom you play with is crazy. And Jordan Poole about to be dropping 50, bro. Pulling up from the hash like it's nothing. So the Washington Wizards is a team that I would that's kind of going under the radar. I mean, I'm not trying to judge people by preseason, but they're 3-0 right now, so they haven't lost any single game. So that's a kudos to them. You feel me? I like being able to see that. Another thing, I think I wanted Mars to be here, which kind of upsets me, but the Houston Rockets has actually been looking pretty good, despite all the trolling aside. I like what they're doing. Ime seems like the leadership role in which they needed, a guy to galvanize all that talent and establish roles for those guys. And I think they're going to be really good this season. So better than what I thought. Now, one team that I don't know if they're going to be good or not is the Portland Trailblazers. They just amassed all this talent, and now this is a year where people are going to have to find out what role are they going to take. Is it going to be Scoot? Is it going to be Anthony? You got 8 in there, and I'm pretty sure he's going to want to be the guy. So I think this year for the Portland Trailblazers, you're going to just have a lot of guys in that crew that's just trying to find themselves in this scenario, especially being the first year without Damian Lillard. This is going to have to be an adjustment period. So the Portland Trailblazers is probably going to be on the lower end of like good young teams, but they could surprise some people. It depends on how long it takes for people to define their roles, right? But let's get you boys in the building. It's Friday. Turn me up. And I ran out of my liquor, and I'm upset that I can't grab any right now. But I definitely will be turning up right here with you. Because it's Friday, bro. If you got plans on the Friday night, give me a hell yeah in the chat, bro. If you got things for Friday night, give me a hell yeah in the chat, bro. Even though we love basketball, I like living in the real world. Give me a hell yeah if you live in the real world, bro. Come on, what we talking about? We got real talk in the building.
Yo, that UFC card tomorrow is about to be lit.
Yo, what's going on?
Yo, what's good, fellas? What's good, fellas?
Yeah.
So what y'all thinking about for the next upcoming season with the young guys coming into the league, man? How y'all feel about everything that's going on, man?
Great talent, man. Got some
And
great
the
talent.
Thompson twin is legit, man. Both.
Do you think like, and I have been thinking about this with the Thompson twins as well. Like, do you think it's like gonna be similar to like the Morris twins, where it's just like 2 carbon copies of each other, and they essentially do the exact same thing?
No.
And the Martin brothers.
Based on what I heard, they're like completely different. Based on what I heard, like one's like more of a defense.
I don't get the completely different one. Like I agree that they're both like good defensively, maybe as far as a little bit better than a mid. Both good in transition, both athletic. Like they play real similar to me.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're both too raw at this point. We need to see more of them. I think they will take like 2 years to actually look like the players they're going to be in the future. So the way you say, like they say, Amin is a better offensive player and Azar is a better defensive player. But I think from what I've seen in the preseason from them, I think so far they're both very raw and they're still trying to find out what they actually are. So
yeah, definitely. I think I'm a bit higher on Amen because I think he's just in a better situation with the Rockets and with Ime Udoka as a coach, compared with Usur, who's with the Pistons, and I think Dwayne Casey still.
But Monty Williams is over there now. You got to remember Monty Williams.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Monty Williams signed that big deal with Detroit too. I don't know about Monty Williams as a developmental coach.
Monty Williams.
It seems like Dub has already been drinking. I don't know. He's pretty turned right now.
I haven't. This is all for me, just off of a dub high, man. I'm just high on life, brother. You feel me? There's days where I just have this type of energy, bro, and I'm just here for it. But yeah, I don't know how Monty would be able to develop these guys, but we shall see, right? But
the view I have right now is crazy. Y'all wouldn't know.
But I mean, maybe he could do it, right? I'm not going to write it off. You have such a great collection of talent over there, right? And if they choose to keep building that around Cade and Asur, I mean, and then Jalen Duran be his role playing, rim protecting and rebounding guy, fam, I think they can make. Hey, it was good, bro. I think they can make a lot of things happen.
I actually think they have way too many young talent to actually know. Like they need to know from the practices and the games of this year who's actually going to be the one they rely on, because every one of these guys has great potential. And
I think it's going to be Cade, though. I think Cade already proved that already.
Yeah, Cade. I think Cade's already
did he?
Like for that unit, I think he's already proven to that unit, to that core, that this is the guy that we're going to build around. This is the guy who's going to be the best player of the team, and we're just going to find guys to complement him. I think Cade and the way that the game comes to him is just very natural. He's a good like passer. He has a lot of skill for his age, and he always had that, especially coming out. So I think he should be fine, bro. I think the whole team is invested into him.
What's their starting lineup looking like for opening night or when they play the first game?
That is a good question. I have not kept up with Detroit at all.
Let me
Because, you know,
see.
Kane's going to start, obviously. You got
Ivy.
maybe Duran.
The
And
starting
then-
lineup they had in the preseason, and that's really the only thing I go off of is that's why I
Isaiah
don't like
Stewart?
Killian Hayes, Cade
No.
Cunningham,
Hey,
Isaiah
Killian
Stewart,
starting? Hey, let's go. Let's go. Come on.
Isaiah Stewart, Jalen Duran, and Nasor Thompson. I
That's a
actually
playing
don't.
team.
You know,
I don't
I
like
actually
that. I don't
like
like
the
that
fact.
starting
I like the fact that they're starting Isaiah Stewart with Jalen Duran. I think not many teams have the courage to go that big, and I like that.
They don't have anyone better?
But that's not going to be
Bojan?
good. I don't think that's going to be good.
Yeah, I don't
for
like
them.
that, to be honest. Is Bojan
No,
not on the team?
I like
I'm
it
pretty, they're gonna experiment a bunch.
because
A
they
bunch
got
this
James
season.
Wiseman as well. They got Wiseman, so they need to give him some minutes to see if he is a lost cause or not. Like,
Yeah, but James Wiseman is going to be out the league. I'm not going to lie. They only played him like 10 minutes. They only played him like 10 minutes against Oklahoma City Thunder. So in my head, I'm like, I don't think they're invested in him like that. I'm not even going to hold you. And why should they?
Isn't it kind of crazy with James Wiseman how his career ended up? He only played 3 college games and was still the 2nd overall pick. You know how crazy that is? Like, that's absurd, bro.
Kyrie played.
It's
He
similar.
had some crazy hype.
It's similar to Trey Lance,
You're
which
right.
is weird to me. Trey Lance, even in college didn't play like that, but it's like everyone's seen this potential of him and who he could be, but the man couldn't be out on the court enough to sit here and develop that talent, right? So it's like the same thing with James Wiseman, where he was a guy that he did not have enough
James
time to
Wiseman was
develop his
playing
talent.
D1 talent in college, at least. Let's not do that.
3
What do you
games,
mean?
though.
What do you
What do you
mean?
guys think?
Wasn't
Why?
Trey
Small
Lance
sample
at
size.
Dakota FCS school or some shit?
That has nothing to do with the point I made, though.
I'm saying at least James Wiseman played against D1 talent. He played against better talent in college.
For 3 games?
For 3 games.
So I'm thinking, so I don't care.
Man,
This
come
is
on.
the same guy that loves guys to play a lot of games, but sit here he's saying so to this. It doesn't make sense.
It's college. This nigga
No.
be trying to
Games
morph
straight.
all my
You
arguments
can't play
together.
3 college games.
Niggas
with
talking
the
about college.
pick. I'm sorry. That can't be it, bro. Not 3 games. You can't do that, bro. That's why MPJ fell so bad, because they only played like a couple games. He fell from like what?
Bro,
top
Kyrie
5,
played like 8
14?
games and went #1. What are we doing right now?
No, that's no. 11 is way more than 3. What? Come on.
It's still too low, though.
Yeah, that's still kind of a small sample size.
Yeah,
The majority of the
that's-
season.
Actually,
Yeah, but
Kyrie
hey,
too.
so
11 is
Didn't
bigger than
Kyrie
3
know-
according to my math teacher. So
Yeah, but getting reps up, real talk is the point that's being made. The guy just can't get reps up to keep developing his talent. If he's good for 3 games, it doesn't mean nothing because out of 3 games out of the whole season, it's just ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, and even if it succeeded in the past with guys like Kyrie, that doesn't mean it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, Kyrie's the one dude where I would sit here like that's why he's so great, bro. That dude was playing on part-time COVID time, bro, and still would just go out and drop 30. That's insane to me.
He was
That's
something
insane
different.
to me.
Yeah.
No, I mean in college. In college, he got injured and missed like almost the entire season. But that like drafting him was a risk. That's the thing. Even if it turns out right in some situations, that's still a very risky decision to make. To draft a guy who missed most of the season.
Yeah, but you got it.
Kyrie
Life
was
is about risk, though.
like
You
a
gotta take
definitive
it.
thing than Wiseman, though. He was more like definitive. He was gonna be good, like no matter what.
No, I don't think so. It's
You
a
don't
risk.
think so?
It's
Wow,
a risk.
really?
It's a risk. I'm not. He
It
did
is,
turn
I
out
mean-
great, but it's like Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard turned out to be a superstar, an all-star, but that doesn't mean drafting him first out of high school was not a risk. There's a reason 12 teams best on Kobe Bryant. Like sometimes you need more sample size, and
Well,
like,
everyone's a risk if we're just gonna be honest. So everyone that they
Yeah,
invest
like,
in is a
everything can be
risk.
a
Like
risk in life.
but
somebody
there are
playing
more
good in
there are more risky decisions than others. That's what
yeah,
I'm saying.
but even then,
Yeah.
it's even a risky decision to take the chance on somebody who plays well in college and think it's just going to automatically translate in the NBA. Some players are just better suited for a college game, right? So anytime when you make a pick, it's a risk, no matter what. It's a risk, and it's a high risk, no matter what. And there's no way to try to. There's no mathematical equation, though, which one is high risk than the other. Everything would just have to be subjective, honestly. People
Yeah, and
go
there's
with who they
this-
think is going to translate, not really off of. Like they don't measure the risk factors like that. It's just off of who I think is going to be this great and live up to this potential. And even that, like there's probably there's not even a mathematical probability about like the risk factors to that, because there's so many like examples that contradict one another. So it's just no reason to look into that.
That's why I don't like jumping the gun when people say, "Oh, they should have drafted this player or that player." I think, in general, yes, some decisions are questionable, like drafting a guy with a build that has failed so many times in the NBA. You know, that build between small forward and power forward that can't shoot, and they think that Jaren Jackson or Michael Kidd-Gilchrist or Mark Fizer or Anthony Bennett or all of these guys who had the same kind of scouting report, and they all turned out to be busts, and teams are still drafting these kinds of players. So yeah, you can say that is a mistake, but in general, I think most teams take risks anyway, and whether you draft based on potential or talent or fit, either way you're making a risk. So I agree with that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, especially when drafting or just thinking about teams, a lot of people don't have really the mindset of innovation, right? They sit here and go with what's been working in years to come and not have the mindset of, oh, this guy is doing something new in this league, and maybe we can maximize this to a level that's going to change the league up or may put us on a different level. Instead, they just go off of similar builds that they think is just going to translate. A lot of times it doesn't, right? Stephen Curry was a great example of this, of how he was a guy that wasn't the point guard mold. And what did he do? He sat here and changed the league off of him. So the problem I have with NBA GMs is they always make decisions off of like what Bulletproof said, train of thought about like not taking risks, too high of a risk in their own opinion, which that doesn't make sense to me, because there's no correct decision in drafting a player. There's literally
because
none.
there's one Steph Curry. It's one Steph
There's
Curry.
no such a thing as a surefire prospect. I don't think so.
What you say, we're talking?
If you're a GM, or if you're in the scouting department, or you're making these decisions on drafting players, there's going to be more swings and misses trying to find an anomaly than focusing on like a pattern of behavior that has at least, okay, maybe he won't be a superstar, but he'll find a way to manage in the league. Whereas if I'm looking for the next Steph, I'm going to be striking out a lot because it's like one of those.
Yeah, I'm saying that whenever players like that do come into fruition, sometimes you just have to take that risk. I'm not saying keep trying to find that, but I'm saying that when that does happen, a lot of times people try to negate the potential in which they could be because it doesn't fit the mold of what's right or the landscape of what's happening now. So I'm saying here, like, be more open to change and be more open to expanding upon people's game due to their skill set, not really the game skill set. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes
also like follow.
Sometimes even the safest picks turn out to be busts, like Jimmer Fredette. No one thought that he even had the potential to be a bust. Like everyone thought that his floor would be like a starting point guard.
And another thing, because I see this dude right here. He said this: they try to make the most informed decision based on what they've seen.
That's not always true.
They do because a lot of them do, and a lot of them they make decisions, try not to piss people off as well, because now they're going to be putting in the limelight. Kristaps Porzingis, right, for example, he was a guy that everybody hated it, but guess what? It was something that worked out because he was actually a pretty decent player, right? So
I think sorry to cut you off, Dub, but I think this is the one thing is I think it's also sometimes the outside circumstances, whether or not it's an owner straight up telling you are picking this player. I don't care what you think. You are picking this player, or they're legitimately making a pick to save their job, or sometimes somebody goes into business for themselves as well in terms of making picks. I think there's a lot of outside influences with that. I do agree with what J. Dot said, that comment that you made. This isn't just like compared to football. This is also basketball. There was also just sometimes like, for instance, let's look at this year's NFL draft. Caleb Williams is going to be the number one pick no matter what. But there could be maybe the Bears or somebody's like Michael Penix is better than him. But legitimately, if you do not take Caleb Williams, you will be fired. So they're just those things. They're just those things out there that. Sorry, I just read Drink More Water's thing. My bad, Drink More Water. I'm trying to work on it. I apologize, but they're just those circumstances I think at least deserve to be mentioned as well.
No, yeah, that all includes into it as well. But let's say if somebody does want to do that, right? In my head, the way I look at it is if we look down history on like the greatest people and the greatest franchises, the greatest people in general, the best entrepreneurs, all of them are making decisions that people don't like. All of them make decisions that people don't agree with. Bill Belichick, when he was making his decisions and running the New England Patriots organization, nobody agreed with him, called him crazy for trading some of his players away and just having young talent. And guess what? He molded it into what it was today with that dynasty that they was building. Jerry Krause and the Chicago Bulls, how he moved off of his coach. Like a lot of guys who are the best in their craft, they're making decisions that the general masses don't agree with. So my head is, why am I going to care about what the general masses agree with when I know the most successful people, majority of them, are making decisions that the general masses don't agree with?
But
No,
Bill
definitely.
Belichick fundamentally though also clearly has a mindset that is accepted by the masses, which is defense wins championships. He's a defensive minded coach. I do get what you're saying though. Like there is a level of innovation to shit, but it's also going with the tried and true. Like he's not reinventing the wheel. Great defenses usually have great playoff success, and so that's what
Yeah, but
he's
he's
been
traded.
able to do.
He's consistently traded his great defenders
Mhm.
and then still having young talent to fill in those gaps. A lot of people will be like, "Why are you doing this?" And he's sitting here still making it work. So he's just a defensive minded coach. He's not doing that because the world is telling him defense wins championship. He's just doing that because he's a defensive minded coach. But the decisions he's making and getting rid of some of his players for some picks and other younger players, it doesn't make sense to a lot of people. But he just don't care.
Well, he's also had this mindset where he'd
He
rather
also
get rid
had
of a
Tom
player.
Brady.
Yeah,
So
but he's also had this mindset where like I'd rather get rid of a player too early than too late. That 1 year too early than a year too late. So yeah, sure. Like Richard Seymour, he'll trade him to Raiders or he'll cut him and then he'll go have a great year. But in the end, Bill Belichick was right. But he's also a person, at least earlier in his career. I understand that having Tom Brady is the greatest makeup you can have because some of them teams was dirty, was just bad. But he's also a person who's willing to admit his mistakes. Right? He was also something like, okay, this didn't work. Let's try something else. And ironically, at this point, that's I guess the biggest thing for Bill Belichick, and not just him, maybe even coaches in general. They don't admit their mistakes, which means that also. So, for instance, we had this. I don't know if you were. I don't know if you saw it, but me and Chill had this conversation about Zion. I think at this point, I would trade Zion because I'm willing to admit my mistake. That I get that he'll probably go to the Knicks or whatever, and he'll ball out. But I'm willing to take the haul I'm going to get back for him, and I'm going to make my mistake and have somebody else deal with it, right? And sometimes if you're not willing to admit your mistakes, that means that also affects your draft. So, okay, I'm going to keep Zion, but then I'm going to draft this guy when realistically maybe you could have had somebody. Obviously, he's not going to replace Zion's production, but you get somebody reliable who could maybe give you half or maybe 3/4 of Zion's production, and then you just take the loss. Watching him go ball out, but then once he gets hurt again, you look like a genius because you got rid of that, you got everything that you got back for him, and you're able to find somebody to at least adequately, hopefully, replace his production in the future. Because if you've seen somebody, okay, I drafted Zach Wilson, I'm going to keep sticking with him, but eventually at some point you're like, you got to just let that go and let's go a different direction as well.
Right, it's just like that sunk cost fallacy where you've invested so much into this player, into this core that you're just so afraid of. You've invested so much, you're just afraid of letting it go and potentially losing everything. You kind of saw with the Wizards, right? I mean, how long they've held on to Bradley Beal for so long, and they were just kind of this mid team from the 11, 12, 13 seed where they were good enough not to be like a contending team, but they weren't bad enough to get a lottery pick, right? So, and they finally got off of Bradley Beal. They finally tore everything down, and now they're trying to actually tank. So, yeah, a lot of teams, whether it's not in the NBA or other sports, a lot of teams go through that sunk cost fallacy thing.
Yeah, the year they lost to Philly
Can
in the first
y'all
round,
hear me?
they should've-
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I hear you
Yeah.
now.
I was
Okay,
just saying
gotcha.
that the year they lost to Philly in the first round, they should have traded Beal because they already got rid of Russ. So what's the point in keeping Beal? That's just me.
So sometimes it's about like
Yeah,
some teams trick themselves like, oh, okay, we just did this, what if we just add a few pieces and then we can keep going, when realistically if you have somebody be 100% honest with you also and be like, look, this is probably the best we're gonna be and we'd rather just trade high and then build again, because
Right.
we've watched the Wizards just be stuck in this mid-tier for so long that they don't really have a way out. Ironically, now they probably have a better way out now that they've gotten Jordan Poole, and maybe they're willing to tank and keep Jordan Poole for the future. But we'll see once it comes up to it.
I think a perfect example of that is actually the Bulls right now. I think if you're the Bulls front office and you're Bulls ownership, you just saw the Bulls a couple of seasons ago. They were the 1 seed for a short while. They were on this amazing run, and they were making a lot of money. I mean, they were tanking for the last 5-7 years before that, right? So, and now they're trying to keep this core of DeMar, Vucevic, Caruso, and everyone, right? And they're probably going to be a playing team. Maybe best case scenario, they're 6-7, they're 6 seed at best, right? So they're just trying to keep recreating that, try to keep it as long as they can. And a part of it has to do with sunk cost fallacy. Part of it has to do with that ownership. Jerry Reinsdorf, he's just trying to milk it for as long as he can. This is probably the first time they've made as much money from jersey and ticket sales.
Yeah, we're talking about a guy who's been skating on his laurels for so long, Jerry Reinsdorf.
He doesn't care. He cares more about
He does not care. He does not care at all. And the crazy part is you think the NBA would step in at some point and be like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But also with that team that was the one seed at one point, injuries took them out because you watch Lonzo and Caruso, they were bullying people.
They were
bullying people.
Amazing.
And then that injuries took that team out. So it's
injuries really derailed that team.
Yeah, there's no like exact science. You every time you step on the court, you have no idea what could happen. So sometimes people are just unlucky because that's probably at some point going through the Golden State run, you can say, man, maybe this didn't happen. We wouldn't get this. Steph wouldn't be who he is today. It's like luck plays into it, opportunity, the right decisions. It all plays into it.
So that's why when I say things like winning doesn't really should be counted for players, I understand the pushback because look at us just talking about constructing a roster, right? Constructing teams and successful teams. We all have the understanding that even constructing successful teams is something very difficult to do. So even from an owner trying to build great successful teams, like injuries and having luck play effect on if this guy's panning out, why at the same time do we overly criticize these players for not getting the job done when we all have the understanding, it's just common sense, that winning and creating successful units, not even just winning, is extremely difficult for everyone a part of that equation.
Well, I think
Because Dog trying about KD again. Dog is trying to make it about KD again.
I'm not bringing up Kevin Durant.
So I think it's because we see,
but it's okay.
I think because we see the better players. I think the one thing, Dub, I want to actually get your question on this. We've been this athletic generation we've been a part of. We've seen extreme winning, like Tom Brady, LeBron, Steph. We've seen these guys who are
LeBron's extreme winning.
And
No,
how's LeBron?
don't
He's
do
four.
that.
You understand?
He's 4-6.
No, just because. Okay, I get that he doesn't have the titles, but the fact that he's able to get there, that's all I'm talking about. I'm not talking about winning championships.
What's good as him winning?
We're not doing this, bro. We're not
talking about winning.
Okay,
We're just talking about winning, right?
Fine.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
that's like okay. I'll just
KD
use
fan,
Steph.
by the way.
I'll just use Steph then. You feel better? You feel better with Steph? Yeah, but you understand what I'm talking about, Dub. You understand what I'm talking about.
You're talking about the supreme. You're talking about supreme winning, but that supreme winning has only been happening in the NFL, not really the NBA. The NBA has been the fight between the Golden State Warriors and LeBron for like 4 years, but then after that, the Raptors won it.
Yeah,
after
this
that,
is what I mean. Okay, maybe I should say this way, Dub. I'm talking about we've seen players in this athletic generation put stakes up to being the greatest of all time, to the point where I think after this generation ends, we're gonna have a really hard conversation all across sports. Obviously, in the NFL, you have Mahomes. In the NFL, you have Mahomes. He looks like the next one. He's the guy. So that's it. But in terms of we still don't know who from the next generation is going to come up in the NBA.
Wemby.
You keep saying Wemby. Wemby hasn't played an official regular
I
season NBA
understand,
game
but
yet.
if you look at where because my whole thing with LeBron, right? If you need to match the guy who needs to match LeBron,
Chat.
it's
Tim
going to be
Duncan
hard
is a
to
better
match.
winner than LeBron James.
I agree with that.
Cool.
I agree with that.
Cool.
LeBron ain't a supreme winner. Larry Bird's a better supreme winner than him. Magic's a better supreme winner than him.
What?
All of these
Let's
guys
not
are
do
better
this.
supreme winners than him.
Let's move.
If
past
you want me to
LeBron.
get into this narrative shit, let's do it.
No.
I'm
Let's not do this.
Let's
Let's
not
not
do
do
this.
this.
That's why I'm not trying to.
What I'm saying, let's not get into a LeBron discussion. What I'm saying is for the next person who has to
Steph has 4 rings, Chad. Steph is a better winner than LeBron.
Stop.
Jesus Christ.
Stop. So when we talk about like the next evolution when it comes to basketball, the reason it has to be someone like Wemby, and this is what we're gonna start this distinction. We're gonna start having to do the distinction of the best players over 7 foot and under 7 foot. Because if Wemby tracks to what I think he's going to be, this defensive juggernaut, and just a mismatch for literally everyone in the league, if you're not even close to his height or freakish length, he's going to put up numbers and take his team to heights if he just has a decent team around him and he continues to improve year after year. So I think it's the next evolution of what's to come because it's going to be harder to be better than LeBron for any player that's under 7 foot in terms of impact on winning and in the game. You have to be an elite scorer, elite playmaker, longevity, durability, just too many things that he checks off that I don't think a player with a regular build who's not built as freakishly as Wembanyama could actually realistically achieve. So I think Wemby is the next one coming up.
The only reason
Oh my goodness.
the only reason I'm
Are you
fighting
done
back,
yet? Did you pick up the pillows?
Yeah, the only reason
Hey,
I'm
bro,
Do you have
it's not
baby wipes?
hold on.
Do you have baby wipes?
Best of all time.
Please.
But when you see the next gen, This is me actually being objective. Like, bro, Wemby is GOAT top 5 potential. He's the only prospect I've seen since LeBron who has that.
Football breakdown. Let me say this real quick. The only reason I'm fighting against that is because we literally do not know. So obviously this is projection. You have no.
Well, he said potential for a reason.
So okay. See, so my reason I'm fighting up against that because you have to see him do it first. This isn't Wendy GOAT potential GOAT discussion isn't going to happen until 7, 8 years
until
into his
he
career.
wins one ring.
Until he wins one ring,
or at least a major accolade.
Literally,
Hey,
as soon as he wins one ring, I'm gonna tell you what
ring.
it is. This is what's gonna happen. As soon as he wins one ring, similar to Patrick Mahomes, bro, they're gonna be propelling him to probably what? Top 10 conversation.
No, Doug, don't even that. Look at a guy like Giannis. After he won his championship, a lot of people were like, "Yo, if he wins a couple more, if he wins another MVP's
Top five.
top
But the
10,
thing is,
top
I never believed that with Giannis. I knew that Giannis wouldn't be top 5 potential because he didn't have the skill.
That's
a whole
you.
different
That's you,
discussion.
though. No, that's you, though.
Yeah.
Nobody knew that, but he's
the point you was making,
player development.
the point you were making that I do agree with when Victor's case, like, bro, as soon as Victor gets that one ring, or as soon as he continues this success, bro, they're talking about this guy as the greatest basketball player of all time. That's what they're going to be doing.
Bro, he's going to. And I mean, right? What we're you can't deny what you're saying. I understand he has to go and do it first. Every prospect or potential guy has to go and do it first. But we can't act like we're not seeing what we're seeing on the basketball court.
Football breakdown.
And we're going to see it this whole year.
Football breakdown. Weren't we having some of these same discussions about Zion? And what have we seen?
No, I wasn't. Not me. Not me.
You, but there was a bunch of people having those discussions.
And it was always unwarranted. It was always unwarranted. You know why?
That's your opinion. That's your opinion, though. And I got you, but
I don't care. I don't care about other people's opinions. They were wrong about Zion, and Zion was never going to be LeBron's.
You tell them that they're wrong. What are we talking about?
Come on,
you clearly care. That's why you say that they're wrong.
Yeah.
That was the discussion. That was the discussion that was being had. And what have we seen?
It was a stupid discussion.
Football. What have we seen from Zion? He's been injured.
Everything I expected. What do you mean?
What are you talking about?
Everything I expected. People are also telling me Zion was more athletic than LeBron. So, like,
the hype train for Zion was ridiculous. Honestly,
just like those people were gassing up Zion, you're gassing up Wemby.
No. But I would say this. The difference between
crazy, dude.
Let's be honest. If Zion Williamson was actually playing healthy seasons, the Zion propaganda would be through the roof. Let's not remember that last season.
Football is like ignoring that he's 27 on 60% shooting.
Yeah.
No. New Orleans. Let's not forget. Zion Williamson last season was getting caught like top 5 to top 10 levels, mainly because the run in which they was going on. That Zion hype is real. And I do see the point in which football breaking in the hype of Zion. Yes, if Zion was actually playing games, a lot of people would be propelling this guy and his potential of being like a top 10 player for sure.
Can I ask $1 million question here?
What's wrong? I don't care what people say.
How many top 12
That's why
players?
you mentioned it.
Now you're confusing me because you're talking about what people are saying, which I agree with. Now you're saying you don't care. I agree with the point you're making, but you're confusing me by saying you don't care because I'm just confused right now.
Is that I don't go with conventional wisdom when it comes to assessment of certain players. Even when I said, remember when I said last week, oh, Wemby's going to be an all-star first year. Everyone on the panel was like, oh, he's going to be an all-star. He's going to get to it. And now, 5 days later, all I've heard on Open Gym and the panel is talking about how Wemby's going to do X, Y, and Z. Shit I said a week ago. Am I wrong, Dub?
He has to.
Okay.
Am I wrong, Dub?
His team has to be better for him to get an
It's
all-star.
not-
He's not. I don't think he's going to be an all-star his first season.
He's
I
cooking.
don't think so.
Okay, we'll see.
His point is the hype. His point is the hype, and that's true. The
Okay.
hype is.
But here's the thing: the hype can work against you. Like you said, when he wins that ring, he's going to be in those GOAT conversations. But the moment he underperforms in the playoffs, the slander is going to be unreal. It works
will
both
not
ways.
be in GOAT combos after one ring. What are we talking?
He has to win.
No, but I'm just saying
If he has-
two.
but the thing is-
He has to win at least
If
two.
he
Real
might-
talk. I agree
he
with
might
you.
if he has-
He's gonna be-
if he has
he's gonna be
crazy
propelled.
statistics.
He's gonna get propelled. He's gonna get propelled to like top 10 conversations as soon as he gets that ring. Once he gets
Yeah,
two,
he'll get.
once he gets two, that man gonna be like, oh yeah, this guy's like a top 3 player.
If he has one ring and 2 MVPs, he's going to be in the GOAT conversation trajectory already. He will.
What?
He will.
Nah,
It
he's right.
He has like one.
Bro,
How quickly is he accomplishing
How
these
much
things?
did he-
Is he in year 4? Like, what do you
You know
think?
what's
Within
crazy?
the same
Even year
within-
11, 12,
within-
and just
yeah,
got
within
his
the same
first
time
ring.
frame.
Year
No,
10.
Think about not
I
putting
agree
him in the
real
GOAT
quick.
combo.
Within the same time frame.
Got to get it at the age of 24.
I see it now. I see it now. No, guys. Like, y'all just don't see the writing. I see the writing on the wall now. Year 8, year 9, similar to the same time in which MJ and LeBron won their rings. He gets his ring. He already has some MVPs. He already has the
A
talent.
DPOY.
Oh
A
man,
DPOY even.
defensive All NBA defense, right? Oh yeah,
Well, then
he
it's
just
not
won
just
his ring.
because of a ring, then.
Let's start.
Or
Let's start.
defense.
No, wait. Yes, it is because now that he won his ring within that time
No,
frame.
it's not.
all
Just
right,
putting all the
let's
other
put-
awards
Let me
on
finish.
his
Let me finish my point. Real talk. Because as soon as that happens, now we're gonna have the LeBron, MJ, and Victor accolades right next to each other at that point in time, at that age, or at that year in which they won. And guess what?
Yeah.
That's GOAT conversations in which he's being a part
They
of.
did it.
No,
Okay,
Wait,
but
wait,
time out. Wait. Let's not let Dub and football get away with this, okay? Because football said a ring. What Dub just did is give
He said
women
a
a ring and defensive player of the years and MVPs. Now, clearly, if Wemby is 3-4 MVPs in, he has 2-3 defensive player of the years or something like that. He's been first team all NBA 7-8 times, and then he gets a ring. Sure, that's a legit argument.
Oh my!
But if he's year 11, 12, maybe an MVP, maybe a defensive player of the year, and he gets a ring, he's not getting into GOAT conversation.
Sure.
He has to accomplish a lot before that one ring
That's a
for him to
full
be
career,
on that.
It's not about how
On
he
seven,
did
nigga.
When did he
My bad. I thought. Hold on, football. Hold on.
If he did it earlier.
I'm
Yeah,
trying to figure
my
out
bad.
when
My
did
bad.
he
Real
get
talk. I
his
thought you
ring.
would have assumed that when I said ring, he was gonna accomplish any other, some other things as well. So let me just break it down for you, okay?
Exactly.
The
Ring
man-
means
the
he's going to
man-
be 3-4
so
time
when he
MVP.
I never said that. I never said 3 or 4 time
I said
MVP.
But you said I
I need you. I need you to listen.
assume.
I need you to listen for
You
a
said to
second.
assume.
The man could win 1 or 2 MVPs, be an All NBA
In a
player,
shorter
All
period.
NBA defensive player for like that 8 to 9 year period. And guess what? Once he gets that one ring, you're going to be seeing the graphics of LeBron James, Victor Wembanyama, and Michael Jordan all side by side
They
next to
did
each
it
other,
with
comparing the
Giannis.
points.
Right.
They did do it with Giannis. They did do it with Giannis.
Oh, yeah, because
He's
Giannis had
cooking.
all those other
He's
accolades.
cooking, Primo.
Nigga, he's proving my point.
I think
He's proving my point. Giannis had MVPs. He had a DPOY. He had a year where he was the DPOY and the MVP. So yes, if
But he
Victor
did
does
that in,
all
like,
that other stuff,
less time, though.
stop. If he does all that other stuff before he wins the ring, then sure. But all Dub and football said was he wins one ring if he's in those conversations. No, it's going to take a lot more.
I clarified it for you already.
here's the biggest
LeBron has 2 MVPs and no defense.
like 5 people speaking at the same time.
Hold on, whoa. There's a lot. One mic. I need one one
wait,
person.
wait,
I need one mic. I got one person talking
Wait.
at a time.
Okay, I want to add some perspective real quick. So, when Giannis won his 2 MVPs, won his Defensive Player of the Year, and won his championship in his 8th or 9th year, was he in the GOAT conversation?
They held those.
He was getting the top 10.
They were having these
trajectory.
Yes.
Trajectory.
People, as soon as he
Was
won
in the
that ring,
conversation?
as soon as he won that ring, he was automatically the second best power forward of all time, and he's getting pushed to top 10 conversations. And then they start. My point is they're introduced. My point is they're introducing these GOAT topics and these GOAT talking points,
Correct.
which is bringing
They
him.
definitely was doing it.
Which means that he's a part of these GOAT conversations now because they're creating the plane of him being compared to LeBron and MJ. That's GOAT conversations.
Think about
That's premature conversation, though.
Let me answer that. No one expected Giannis after winning those rings and those MVPs to go and get swept in the first round again. No one expected that shit.
And you're
So
expecting
you got to remember
winning championships. You never know. This is the
No.
NBA.
Hold up. Right now, Wemby is more skilled than Giannis was when he was winning those MVPs. Yes or no?
Oh,
more skilled? What do you mean by more skilled?
Yeah.
What do you mean
by
by
facts, right?
Just because it can shoot
I didn't
threes?
say facts.
No,
He can't even shoot threes.
He's
You've
a
never
better
seen him
and he can shoot the ball.
the
What are
regular
you talking
season.
about?
You've only seen him play
Okay.
three
You are
seasons.
talking. You haven't
Fine,
seen him.
no,
You
that's
haven't
fine.
seen him
That's
under
fine.
live,
Use your
still live
eyes.
fire yet.
Use your
One at a
eyes.
time.
Use your
Y'all
eyes.
don't think Wemby got more
Use your
skills than
eyes.
Giannis?
One at a time, fellas. One at a time, please.
Yes.
Y'all don't
Yes.
think Wemby got more skills than Giannis?
No.
Thank you.
In the playoffs.
Are you
Are y'all
kidding me?
crazy?
Do you watch that on
Victor is.
Watch basketball.
I'm not
You
going.
can actually see Victor is more skilled than Giannis right now.
There's no
Thank you. What are you talking about? This is what, bro. You're the type of people to wait for other people to confirm shit before y'all make your own analysis, bro. Stay on your nuts.
He didn't confirm shit. He has no tape in the regular season.
So what can Giannis do right now better than what skill?
Right now.
Dub. Isn't it funny to watch to see a KD hater on here talking about skill? This is fantastic.
But he was
Go ahead,
football. Wait, who's more skilled, KD or Giannis?
Who's more skilled? I would say KD's more skilled.
So he's consistent. Sean, what was the point you're trying to make right here?
KD's more skilled, but Giannis has more impact. It's a different conversation.
Okay,
but
so I asked, what does for anybody who don't agree, what does Giannis do from a skill perspective?
Wemby just needs to play first.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Bro, we're seeing him against NBA competition already. He's nutmeg against people at 7'4".
I don't care.
Look
at an NBA game first.
I want you to
bro, name me another 7-footer that can nutmeg a guard.
I don't care.
Please be serious.
No, wait.
Hey, Sean, it's moving me. That nutmeg is moving me. I'm not gonna.
I'm saying, bro, I've never seen a 7-footer nutmeg a guard on a fast break.
Wemby is 19 years old, right? If you just look at the animations of the two, right? He got a better shot. He's a better post game. He's more fundamentally sound than Giannis is even right now. To me, he has a better. He has a wait. Who has
He's a better passer at the same age.
Better passer. Let me ask you a question. Who has a higher difference? Wait. And this is why I think he's going to invalidate Giannis. Who has a higher defense? Hold up. Who has a higher defensive ceiling?
What?
Victor.
That's crazy. That's crazy to say that. That's crazy to say that.
I'm not gonna lie.
Hold on.
That's tough just because I think Giannis might be better.
Can he put on some weight?
I'm gonna say this right here. He said defensive potential. I think right now Victor is a better guarding guy on ball than fucking Giannis Antetokounmpo. So really,
this is preseason, man. Y'all disgusting.
Am I tripping for saying that?
Watch.
I've been saying that for years.
Watch.
Y'all disgusting.
Watch what happens this year, bro.
I want to say something.
Y'all gonna be sick.
It's crazy to me we're having this conversation, but maybe like a month ago, people were flaming Chris Broussard for saying it's a failure if he's Akeem. Now we're doing like, hey, you don't know how to play a regular season. You're more skilled than Giannis.
Talk your talk,
Your
Riddell.
defense is better than Giannis. You're going to be in the GOAT.
They should have blamed Chris Broussard. What the hell was
What?
wrong with him?
No, I think the bigger
I
issue
never
is
said he's gonna be in the GOAT convo yet.
I
I
mean,
said
those
that
are
was
two
pretty
different
clear.
conversations. Those are two different
issue
conversations,
in
bro.
NBA confusion.
I said go. I mean, yeah, they're gonna push that narrative. That doesn't mean that's correct. He has to build a resume and get more than one ring before you put him next to fucking Mike and LeBron. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, but we're just talking about skill, though.
I'm talking about
It's just because of his body type that we're so amazed by his skill type. His skill type is ridiculous because of the body that he's
bro,
in.
you've never seen it. Y'all have never seen it, bro. Y'all have never seen Vic. Y'all never seen it.
I'm sorry. I said this before. I said, well, he didn't shoot that well. That's fine, but he still got a better shot. He got a better shot than Giannis.
Yes, he does. His shooting mechanics are way better than Giannis's is right now. Today, his mechanics are better.
I agree to the flick. He got a better flick. I agree to that.
But I'm sorry.
You can clearly see his shooting mechanics are better than Giannis.
Come on, bro.
You have a guy. I need y'all to understand something. I need y'all to understand something. You have a dude.
Giannis and what?
You have a dude that y'all have a dude. Listen, y'all have a dude that is 7'4", the longest wingspan ever, shooting over top of defenders, nutmegging players. They throw. This is when they operate their pick and roll. Literally, the only thing I've seen this so many times already. They just throw the ball up. They just throw the ball up, and they know Victor's going to get it. I'm sorry.
Understand how easy that could be going to get,
he's more skilled, and he's probably, if we're gonna be honest, he's probably even more of a. He's probably just as much of as a physically imposing.
He's more of a freak.
Yes, as physically a freak as Giannis.
I just want one game, man.
An NBA game.
It's not one. All right, bro. We're gonna come back in a month.
Hey, yo, can I ask a question? Can I ask a quick question?
What's up?
You're saying one game, bro. You're thinking we're just basing this off the preseason, bro. But you have to understand, like, it's more. You don't judge players off the eye test. Like, do you not see how comfortable he is, like, already against NBA competition? Like, he's comfortable, bro. He's doing whatever the fuck he wants. He's trying shit.
I can't abide by that. First of all, it's
like, bro, he's
nah. Hold up.
Hold up.
It's still preseason. He hasn't seen real life fire. We don't know how he's gonna play in January. Once he hits the wall, and he's playing more games professionally than he's ever done.
Oh, here we go.
That's what we're talking.
Every rookie hits the wall. Every rookie hits the wall.
Guys, wait, time out. I realized the disconnect. I realized the disconnect is. I realized the disconnect here. The disconnect is we're not just talking about NBA. We're talking about just basketball as a basketball player. Not just NBA sitting here if he's going to play in the NBA or not. There's guys who didn't play a lick in the NBA who is more skilled than people in the NBA, right? We're just talking about pure fact basketball skill.
People that never been in the NBA teachers.
And you keep saying preseason, bro. He's not playing against regular players. He's playing NBA competition.
But you don't know how skill translates depending on the competition.
We agree.
Regular season, we've never seen Wembyama play in the playoffs. I'm not saying he can't be this skilled. Because when I'm watching
this sounds like people when they're hating on LeBron.
But the difference is,
this is crazy, bro. This is crazy.
LeBron has found his new LeBron since LeBron.
The difference is, Riddell, we're not talking about how he's translating NBA and who he is as a player. We are strictly just talking about his skills as a hooper. So his skills as a hooper, I don't need to see him in the NBA like that. When I'm looking at his skills as a hooper, even outside the NBA, just him being a basketball player, that motherfucker's crazy. It's insane.
Yeah, exactly. Bro, like, think about this. Think about this, y'all. Think about this. When the hell have you ever seen a 19, 20-year-old come into the league and he's trying shit? Like usually you come in, you try to find your
Just
spot, you
step
try to
back
find
out
what you're
of
comfortable
nowhere.
at, what you can do at first. This motherfucker is comfortable. Like he's comfortable with everything he's
That's
doing.
crazy. Y'all really
Luka
hyping
Y'all
up
don't be wrong.
preseason like he's playing.
Y'all don't be
Y'all
wrong.
treating preseason like he's playing Game 7 in the finals. Y'all need to calm down. It's still
Bro,
early.
he's not an expert player. He's playing NBA competition. He's not playing at each quarter. He's still playing
He's not playing the
NBA
prime
caliber
NBA
player.
competition. What are we talking about, Sean? He's not playing the
Like,
prime
bro,
NBA
what?
competition. He's not playing prime NBA competition. He's not playing.
And I'm not putting him as the number one best player in the league right now. I'm saying with how his skills and how comfortable he's looking, he looks like he's going to be an easy
I
problem.
can't explain it, but it's preseason still.
I got a question.
All right, bro, y'all got it. All y'all hollering is preseason. So what happens when he's 50 games into the season and he's doing the same shit?
We don't know yet. That's why we don't know.
It's ridiculous.
You know what? I
All
want
right,
to
bro.
Y'all
Y'all got it.
sound like
You know what? He better be averaging the 27 tick you talking about. He better be averaging the 27.
Y'all gonna sit here and watch him average 18 and 7 and get mad because he's not good because y'all bigging him up so early, bro.
Yeah, I just want to.
Hold on. Is
Podcast be
Bro, I ain't
ripping
bigging him up just because we say he's impressive already. That's bigging somebody up. Damn, we can't say he's impressive already.
That's not what you're talking about.
We can't say he looked pretty.
I'm
just
keeping it in perspective. Y'all are not.
We just
Y'all
saying
are not keeping it in perspective. You're not.
Yes,
How is it not perspective, bro?
We still don't know how he's going to handle the NBA season.
Whatever he played in the French.
If he, okay, I'm gonna be quiet. because
Everyone's potential based off of shit that hasn't happened in the NBA. So what do you so we should never assess anyone's potential then, right?
Exactly. We didn't know how LeBron did before he played his first game, but we still thought he was going to be impressive.
You're making claims.
Yo, this is the one time football is actually cooking, y'all, bro. He's doing a 1v10.
No,
right
you
now.
just agree. Stop calling everything you agree.
Is he more skilled than Joel Embiid? I'm curious.
Oh, Joel's crazy.
I won't say that yet.
Joel's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Joel's crazy.
Yeah,
we
can't.
to get old.
It's easy for me to say. It's easy for me to say he's more skilled than Giannis because there's clear gaps in Giannis' offensive skill set. Whereas Joel is an elite offensive player. That's the difference. Bro, he's going to
What can Wemby do
Right,
on offense that Giannis
let's
can't?
see where this goes. What is
everything? What do you mean?
Everything.
That wasn't a good question.
Great. Love to hear it.
If you look at the
Nah, it wasn't.
Let's go through the criteria.
It's definitely not a good question. Not a good question, Riddell. It's definitely not a good question.
Is Wemby a better shooter than Embiid?
No, he's not.
No, I don't know. No.
But he conceded.
Embiid's a great
We all conceded.
He's just waiting for Embiid to get old. Then he'll say he's more skilled than him. That's what he's waiting for.
Okay,
no, Embiid is more skilled. Wait, that's not what he's saying. Wait, I got you, football. Wait, you're bringing up
he's not more skilled than him yet. That's what you're waiting for.
You're comparing Embiid, who is probably arguably the most skilled big man in NBA history
since Hakeem.
Like you're bringing up a dude that's a center handling a guard with great shooting touch all across the floor. Like he's a crazy skilled player. Like he's one of the most skilled bigs in NFL NBA history. Like what are we talking about?
And he's huge. Like he can easily get on the block and put his hands on the score. No problem.
The reason I'm comparing Wemby and Giannis is because they have similar body types. Wemby is just taller and longer. Like
the reason why
Giannis that bothers me is you're acting like he's so much more skilled than Giannis when he's damn near a worse shooter than him. Damn near.
KD has the
can't
skills
shoot. Look at his
as a
percentages in the
hooper.
French league. He can't shoot, bro. Stop that.
He just got a better point right now.
Combo.
Okay, Wemby. When we talk about handle, who has a better handle? Wemby
y'all don't watch sports.
Embiid's more. Wait, Embiid's. Did you say Wemby and Embiid? Because Embiid's more skilled.
No, Wemby and Giannis. I'm saying Wemby and
Giannis.
Embiid because Football Breakdown said he's better at everything. So if he's better,
Giannis is not that great of a ball handler. I don't know when that.
No, he's saying
from the way he's not going to be a better rebounder either.
He's saying Victor is better than him, and I'm not using rebound as a skill. I'm sorry, but anyways, he's saying. He's comparing Victor to Giannis.
It doesn't fit my narrative, so I'm just going to ignore it.
Everything.
He said
so
everything.
Okay.
Everything.
If he really
he's
is
not
that guy,
better
he's already more skilled at Giannis at everything. A top 3 player in NBA history. I'm trying to see not history in the NBA right now.
That's what I'm
I'm
saying.
trying to see
I'm gonna
how
turn off my
far.
camera.
Right now. Okay, from looking at Wemby and Giannis, who's a better shooter?
Damn near Giannis.
Wemby has a better flick.
Oh,
Alright,
God, yeah, you can stop.
I'm done.
Is he a
The
better?
dude, you're not, you're good, and still got a hit to his jump shot. What are we talking about?
Football. Is he a better rebounder than Giannis?
Nah.
I
hear
better
I would
driver
say-
to the lane than
He don't
Giannis.
go for boards like that. He outlet.
That
So
shit
fast.
not-
That's how he plays. He outlet.
No, he's not.
You can't go
Is he a better
off of raw
finisher than
numbers.
Giannis? It's a yes or no answer. Is he a better finisher than Giannis?
What?
Is Wemby better finisher
Ain't no
than Giannis?
coach saying rebounding is a skill, bro. I swear to God.
I would say yes.
Andre Drummond,
Right
man.
now,
He's
why
a better
not?
finisher than
I would say yes. Rebounding is definitely a skill, bro. Rebounding is
Wait,
definitely
you're
a
saying
skill.
Wembanyama is a
You
better
said Wemby
finisher
right
than
now is a
Giannis.
better finisher than Giannis in football.
He has better touch around the
He a
rim.
better
Giannis is just
finisher than
power, bro.
No,
This is glazing. This is glazing.
Oh, yeah, that's tough. Yeah, I
This is
can't
worse than
agree with
glazing.
that. Yeah, I can't agree with you on that one, bro.
I see. Actually, no. I feel what he's saying. No. Wait. You talking about like
we'll
you
see.
talking about wait, football. You talking about finishing, right? Like you saying that Giannis is just mainly power?
It's more power, bro. Wemby has better touch around the rim.
That's fine.
my
That's fine.
God.
Because
You're literally
Kyrie,
taking
we all
away Giannis'
who's more.
than Giannis.
No. I hear what
Football.
football's saying because we all know Kyrie's a more skilled finisher than Giannis. Giannis is just better finisher
But-
because of his athleticism.
Oh, yeah,
but
you said
Kyrie's
better.
more skilled.
Randall said better.
Football, your favorite player
It's
is
more skill, more
LeBron James.
He said better.
It's probably, I would say it's probably easier for Wemby to finish, but I wouldn't say he's a better finisher. I wouldn't say he's a better
Bro,
finisher.
Giannis is a
It's
better
probably
finisher.
easier for him to finish, but he's not a better finisher.
Not even close. Not even close.
Y'all trying to make
Yet to be proven.
I don't think he can be a better finisher until he puts on some weight. Football. You do
no weight
football.
whatsoever, bro. He's getting killed in his first year.
Hold on, Emmanuel. Football. Isn't LeBron's your favorite player? Right?
Yes.
Isn't he a power finisher? Isn't he still considered one of the greatest finishers of all time?
And please, no one talk when I say this, right? Because this is one of the worst narratives about LeBron that he's only a power finisher. I've never seen someone
I didn't
who can
say
finish with
only,
the left hand.
but he's primary. Oh my God! I did not say only, nigga.
Let him finish. Let him finish.
No, he's not going to miscategorize what I said since before he finished.
He's clarifying his point of view.
Let me clarify. It's when people say, "Oh, LeBron's not," bro. People need to realize that LeBron also has great finesse on his finishes. Also, LeBron's probably the best finisher in NBA history with contact. You have to have great touch and strength to finish after getting hit by 7-footers who are in the lane, and he can do it with both hands. Giannis doesn't have a left hand. So, yeah, you can say Giannis and LeBron are power finishers.
Giannis don't have a left hand?
So Giannis is Eurostep?
Hold up. It's not as good as Bronze. Not as good as Bronze.
Like, he's not saying Giannis don't have a left hand. He's just comparing the two.
He doesn't have a strong left hand. I dare anybody to say he has a strong left
He
hand.
literally just said he has no left hand. I'm not going to act
That's not what he said.
I'm not going to say he doesn't have a left, but he doesn't have a strong left.
It's not like he should allow for that. I'm saying he can't. It's not great.
Okay,
it's not a great left. Whereas LeBron can go either side with great finesse and finish with contact. It doesn't matter. That's what people
So Wemby's already a better finisher than a player who's been having the most points in the paint since Shaq. Got it.
He can only get points in the paint. He can't shoot a three.
That's because he could Euro step his way to the. That's because he could Euro step his way to the paint.
Like, stop trying to diminish everything.
Real talk. All right, there's a crazy disconnect here, right? I think, and the thing is, everyone agrees when we're talking about our evaluation of players. Yes, Giannis is a better finisher, and one of the best finishers because of this athleticism. But when we're talking about the skill of finishing, in which Football Breakdown was talking about with LeBron, he actually is underrated because there's a lot of maneuver of ways that he could get to the rim and finish around the rim rather than him just rim running and just bodying through contact, right? That's the point he's making. While Giannis, he predominantly relies on his athleticism and doesn't use as much finesse. That's why that's why he's saying the finesse between the two is different.
What's finesse? Okay, wait. Wait. What is this finesse? So are we saying strength and getting to the rim? Like what are you saying?
They're just making
I just saw LeBron push a nigga out the way and make a layup.
Here we go. Hold up. And this is what kills me. And this is what kills me.
Variety of moves that they can go to.
That analyze LeBron, bro. Please go. Hey, listen. Please go watch tape of LeBron driving to the basket, bro. He has every type of finish, every single time. Stop.
Stop. What finesse is Wemby doing that Giannis can't do?
Did you?
Yeah, I can't give the finishing to Wemby yet, mainly because the dude is 7 fucking.
Well, it's to be fair. I'll be fair. It's to be determined because of how dominant Giannis is finishing. However, I think he's going to be just as good.
One of the greatest finishers in NBA history.
But again, a measure. This is annoying. This is annoying because when you're measuring skill, it's not how great is somebody compared to this one. It's how many things that you can do good, right? So Giannis can be versatility. We're talking about being skilled, right? If y'all definition of skilled, CP3 will be more skilled than Stephen Curry because he has more things that he is skilled at than Stephen Curry. Simple, because of defense and passing and rebounding as well. Like it's the amount of skills in which you have, the amount of things that you do well. If you're going by the definition, it's not over. It's not
Curry rebound better than CP.
Yeah, he rebounds.
Okay,
fuck the rebounding. Fuck the rebounding. CP3 is a better shooter.
And ball handler.
He's a good. Oh wait, my bad. CP3 is a good shooter. He's a good mid-range shooter. He's a good ball handler. He's a good passer. He's a good playmaker. He's a good defender. Right? When you add all these together, he is good at more things than Stephen Curry. When we're talking about
Steph is good at more things than CP3.
Steph is not a better defender than that. Right there discounts everything because he's not a better defender.
He's a better rebounder, better shooter, better.
Listen. Wait, hold up. This is what y'all need to understand about. Y'all don't know. Stop. Y'all don't know how to
I got it. Football. What you are confusing is skill is not the measure of who's better. If somebody's good at something, that acquires to their skill level right there. A skill is just what the things you are good at. So once he hits the threshold of me being good at something, that's added to his skill set. Even though Stephen Curry is better offensive player, and you could say better dribbler and like a better 3-point shooter, yes, that's fine. Doesn't discount that is something that CP3 is good at. A measure of skill is not over and under and quantified by, Steph Curry's so much better of a 3-point shooter, so then he's more skilled. No, it's how many things you are just good at basketball, and that's the measure of skill. And when you do it,
no, it's not.
I feel you. But let me talk something else real quick.
Stephen Curry is skilled at more.
Impact on winning and skill are different. Kobe was more skilled than Shaq was more dominant. Like, what are we doing here? It's easy to say.
Even if you're more skillful than me, if I produce better with my skills, doesn't that still mean I'm better than you, though? Because I produce more than you.
No, that's
with what I have.
Agree to that. But
yes,
I would say,
okay.
I would say
jackknife. I'm better than the regular Bowie knife. That don't make sense to me.
CP3. The only thing that CP3 has that Steph doesn't have in terms of being good, that threshold of good, is on-ball perimeter defense. That's it.
Right.
Yes, everything else, and literally all of the factors between Stephen Curry and CP3, the main separator will have to be defense and probably like IQ if you're including IQ as a skill, or like passing or passing. Like
because
Steph is a good
I agree with you. For sure.
CP3 probably not throwing that behind the back pass in Game 7. Just saying.
That's
You know what I
funny
mean?
as
That's
hell.
just one.
Fine, that's
That's
fine.
But the thing is, when
He done folded
they're
plenty
all good.
times
They're
in
all
Game
good.
7.
They're all good at a lot of things, especially because I'm looking through Chris Paul. He's a good
Yeah,
rebounder.
let's not bring up CP3 and
No. We're gonna bring this up. Let's do no. Let's keep because I'm trying to create an understanding for you with CP3, where CP3 because they're all good at a multitude of things in basketball, right? All of them are good at a multitude of things. The separator is what you said, on-ball defense. So if that one thing he's better at than Stephen Curry, then he is better. He is more skilled.
Is good at range, like range threes, and Chris Paul's not good at that. So that's something in Steph's favor.
So we're gonna sit here and nitpick a lot.
That's
We're gonna sit here,
shooting.
we're gonna sit here and nitpick a lot of things because now when I sit here and talk,
better than him, man.
He
could dribble better than him, but it's something that he could. If we're gonna sit here and nitpick a lot of things, I can sit here and bring up the interior defender that Chris Paul is good at as well.
Good at interior defense, CP3.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. What?
Bro,
he could body motherfuckers.
You talking about the?
He's even good at defending guys taller than him too.
What do you mean? How do you?
His main value is in the perimeter. Come on, he doesn't
Interior
really
defender. You a
you
out of control.
I mean,
right
he's
now.
strong.
What you talking about?
There's guards that can post up Steph Curry that can't post up Chris Paul.
Exactly.
Are y'all fucking kidding me? We could
Good
go
interior
through.
defender.
But again, we could go into. We could.
Chris Paul has a history of defending guys that are taller than him in the
it's not
in
about
the post.
Yeah, it's not about blocking
it's about
shots.
leverage.
It's
It's about leverage.
when people are sitting here trying to body him down, it's a very difficult time for people to do that.
And again, this is what y'all don't understand about basketball and defense. The first priority of defense is not blocking the shot. It's not allowing your guy to get to his preferred spot first. That's the first thing you have to do. Then you worry about blocking the shot.
What we're talking about?
Come on.
Defense. We already gave Chris Paul perimeter defense.
That you didn't hear that went right over your head.
Interior defense.
Clearly.
You don't have to guard interior defense.
If we go into the intricacies,
you said is going over niggas' hands. Okay?
If we go into
you hear what he just said?
If we go into the intricacies of skill and we're talking about being a passer and playmaker, like decision making and things like that, there's things in that realm and intricacies of playmaking that Chris Paul is better than Stephen Curry. That Stephen Curry is not good at it.
What is he not good at playmaking?
You're right. But then we could talk about off-ball movement.
Yeah, the same thing you would.
Chris Paul's good at running off ball as well.
No, not like the chef.
Again, it's not good. Yeah, they just have to be good. That's the thing. They all are good at all of these aspects. They all are. It's just a rate. If they're better,
that's what I was saying. CP3. That's what I was going to say about the Wemby and Giannis thing.
Come on, you can't get that off. That's disgusting. You can't do that.
He has played off ball. Did you not watch the Oklahoma City Thunder? Yes, it's good. Did you not watch him on OKC?
So 1 year? Crazy.
He showed the ability to be good at it. Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
He got
We're just talking about him being good.
Hey, Dub. If they're not off-ball shooters jacking threes, they don't think off-ball. You're good at off-ball.
Exactly.
But you said 1 year. I need more than a year, bro.
Even when Devin Booker, when he was with him, there's times he's running good off-ball, allowing Devin Booker to do him. Like he has the ability, he just doesn't do it a lot. He's good at it.
Getting open shots off Devin Booker.
You could be good. You could be good at. You could be good. You could be good at something and not do it a lot, right? We talking about Stephen Curry and like his playmaking. He doesn't do it as much as like Chris Paul, but you're not going to sit here and say that he's not. That he can't do it, right? You're going to say that he's good at it, right?
Steph is good. I think CP's mid at off ball.
No, you do understand that you don't have to.
Off-ball shooting, off-ball movement. I don't know if Chris Paul's got off-ball movement.
Yeah, come on.
This Wemby is crazy.
You can't be doing that.
I used to think like that, but then the OKC series moved me.
I never heard of him being the off-ball assassin.
Listen, it's not about being an assassin. It's just showing that you're good at it.
Every time I see him, he got the ball in his hand.
And there's times where he's caught to it when he has to run off ball. He's good at it. The measure is just being good, not this all-time level. Chris Curry's a better off-ball player, sure, but CP3 is good at being off ball.
All right.
You said two.
What would you rate him
I'm
out of
seeing
10?
some like
What about out of 10?
off-ball middies, so I mean, like I'm not too
You
against
It's
it.
a spot like a seven.
Big midi is not
He played with
Don't do that. Don't do that.
So again, and I hate this CP. Like, the fact that y'all just don't get this concept that a guy like CP3, or let's say a guy, give me a different guy, because now we're just in the CP3 argument. Give me a
That's what I'm
different guy.
saying. We could have done Wemby
Ben
and Giannis.
Simmons.
We'll
Ben
go
Simmons.
through the skills.
Let's
No,
not do Ben
because
Simmons.
I'm trying to give you guys an understanding that somebody, a measure of skill is just how many things somebody does well, and then you measure that compared to that other
Yeah,
person.
let's not.
No, okay,
Jokic
perfect
in the
example.
NBA.
That's subjective, though. That's your definition.
No.
That's-
There's a good.
That's the
Paul
fucking
George-
definition.
That one
Oh
skill
my
could be
god.
so great that it triumphs all the other skills.
No, that's the measure of a bet. That's the measure of a better player. If a better player, makes a better player due to their skill set. If they're able to maximize that higher than somebody else who has multiple, they're a better player. For example, Jimmy Butler and Paul George. Paul George is more skilled than Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler maximizes his skill set more than him, so he's a better player. That is the concept in which that's what you guys are conflating. When somebody says that somebody's more, and I should have used that argument actually. When somebody's saying that somebody's
Paul
more
George is
skilled, when somebody's saying more
Doesn't mean
skilled,
they're
it doesn't
better.
mean they're better. It just means that they just have more tools at the table. That's
I
it.
think Jimmy got
Simple.
more tools than
I mean,
Paul
to be
George,
fair,
I
I got one for you. What about this? Peak Harden and peak Kawhi.
though.
Who's more
Pass better
skilled?
than him. More defense than him. His defense is better than Paul George. Paul George and them defense ain't been locked up for years
James
now.
Harden's more skilled, but Kawhi's better.
Yeah.
We don't have. Let's not bring up this Kawhi John, right?
Yeah.
But the point I'm making with Paul, George and Jimmy
George is
Butler.
actually very good defensively. Though.
Paul George is a guy I think we can all agree is more skilled than Jimmy Butler. But just because he's more
By
skilled
what?
does
'Cause
not
he can dribble?
He could dribble. He's a better shooter as well. And they're both good defenders all across the board, so they're both good at that. The offensive gap is really what gives Paul George the edge over him being more skilled.
You want a non-debatable
He's a better
example?
ISO
I think
scorer.
they average
A
probably
non-debatable
around the same
example
amount
is
of
T-Mac
points.
versus Dwayne
All
Wade.
that
I think that's the
skill
one
ain't-
we can go to
it
and
ain't
just
resonating.
settle it.
Hey, you know,
Dwayne Wade is interesting.
you know what's funny? I'm not going to bring soccer into this. Never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, I love
Soccer's
soccer.
crazy. Soccer's crazy. Soccer's crazy.
Yeah, hold up.
I'm not bringing soccer.
Bulletproof. What were you gonna say? What were you gonna say, Bulletproof?
Someone's
Is that a
dog
dog?
going crazy right now.
Whose dog is going crazy right now?
Yeah, my bad. I'm at work.
Hey yo, Dub, while you're at it, I sent an email to you regarding merchandise. Could you make sure you all look at it,
Whoa.
What?
or at least Ron
What?
looks at it?
Which email? You sent it to Players Choice or you sent it to me?
That the one that's on the Player's Choice, like the email that's on the
Channel?
Player's Choice channel.
Got you. I'll let them know.
Is
what's
we
up.
It's sent
drinking
earlier this
tonight,
week.
Dub? Is
I'm
we-
It
thinking
has my
about it.
it has my tag in the subject, but my government is the name that's being said. Anyway,
Got you. Let me read off these super chats and then we could continue this. What are some last trades that in the moment seemed like a heist, but years later it evened out? For example, the PG for Sabonis plus Oladipo trade. So what are some last trades in the moment seemed like a heist, but years later it evened out?
Hmm.
I'm trying to think.
Well, again, the
James
question
Harden-
again is
the James Harden trade to the Nets, maybe.
Do you think
it
the
ain't
Rudy-
even out yet though? They
Even out
still
for who?
trash.
No, yeah. So the Nets thought they would fleece the Rockets, but now it's like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the Rockets not good. Now if the
It really
Rockets,
that's what I'm saying. The
That's what I'm
Rockets.
I think
saying.
maybe
It
you can
evened
say
out.
that
That's what I'm
after
saying.
this
It
season,
evened out.
if the
Riddell. I think
Rockets turn
if the
good,
Rockets
then-
end up having a good season, you could probably say that after this
Oh,
season.
but what
OKC.
Drickmore Water is saying a team like that it can happen. The Rockets is actually not a bad pick, actually. Because that's something that it
fleeced.
can turn
They
around.
Yeah.
got rid of Paul George, got SGA and them back. They
Mhm.
thought the Clippers thought they was about to win the championship immediately, and they ain't did nothing.
they could still do it. But yeah, I agree.
OKC on the rise though, they loaded.
the Dwight
That's what I'm
Howard
saying,
trade.
and that all come from Paul George
The Dwight
and
Howard
them getting
trade.
traded. All
Yeah,
them picks.
every team thought they would be a contender, and then all of them failed miserably. So.
Oh, the Hawks Spurs trade, maybe.
For DeJounte?
Actually, I think the Spurs probably won that.
Couldn't the Hawks could have had Luka though?
Oh, the Trae Young.
They traded trade.
I think.
I mean, shit. Luka and Trae Young have gone the same distance in the playoffs.
Luka's just a better player. Let's not do this.
Let's not go down.
Luka's just a better player.
Yeah, we don't need.
I'm sure.
I think the only trade that worked out for both sides is probably the Jonas Valanciunas.
I mean, but who says that Luka's not better though? Yeah, we know Luka's better.
Player.
It's just, but also maybe both have been to the conference final.
Yeah, I mean,
I think the only trade that ever worked out for both sides before this is probably the Jonas Valanciunas and Steven Adams trade.
Got you. Let me read some more. Why is Giannis the punching bag for players with no skill? How does he average 30, 12, and 5 for the last 6 seasons? Is he not one of the best finishers of all time? Is that not skill? If you think Giannis is skilled, you're dumb.
Because he's not doing the tween.
He's not doing
the
Can we not go there back?
That's the main problem. It doesn't look sexy.
He just averaged 30.
They don't like him.
He
just averaged 30 though.
Game, but that doesn't mean he's not skilled. That's how you simplify that.
Yeah,
it's funny because I never mentioned ball handling or hezzy tween one time when I was evaluating Giannis' finishing. But go ahead.
That's it. I
still said he's skilled at everything better.
You still said Wemby's better than him at everything.
And he overrated Wemby shooting like crazy.
I didn't say he was a great shooter, but he's certainly better than Giannis.
Is he? Look at his percentages.
Yeah.
Look at him.
No, Emmanuel, we've already done it. We already did this.
So,
wait,
Deb, I got a question. Who was a better shooter coming into the league, LeBron or Michael Jordan?
Does it matter though?
He's on the phone.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't want to do this anymore. You're not going to name two of the players who should not be named. No, let's keep going, please.
Yeah, you just named the
Let's just keep going.
Next.
Can you name a player in the GOAT convo with 1 ring?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
LeBron James in 2012 was in the GOAT convo.
2011 just happened.
Did it.
2011 just happened. He's not in the GOAT combo. He's not in the GOAT combo.
2012, LeBron was in the GOAT convo, but let's move on.
1 ring and
2011 happened.
Yeah, let's move on.
2011 happened. He's not in the GOAT combo after 2012.
Let's keep going. I'm not.
Well, I don't have that.
Please, Doug.
So I can't do anything else.
Yeah, we're waiting for Dub. I think he's on the phone.
No, I don't know. He's
on
to go combo with 1 ring.
Hey, man, I'll just read what it says.
Guys, I think you guys were actually agreeing with each other, but not listening. Let me say something.
Go for
The
it.
fact that there is a legit conversation, the fact that there's a conversation about something doesn't mean it's a legit conversation. And I think that was the point that football was trying to make.
That he
There's a
was making
difference
legit
between.
conversation? Is that what he was trying to make?
There's a difference between a guy being put in the group conversation with 1 ring because it's the right thing to do, and a guy being put there because he's the most marketable player in the league. The league has been doing that for a very long time right now. You cannot tell me that if they have a guy who is the most marketable player right now, they're not going to create narratives and talking points for him just because it's different from whoever was it last time. Like, for example, if you guys were actually reading all-time lists in 2010, 11, 12, you will see Oscar Robertson in a lot of these top 5s and top 10s because the argument for LeBron back then included rebounds and assists. But then when he had the longevity argument, they dropped Oscar and brought up like Kobe, even though Kobe was dropping out in a lot of lists.
I blame Westbrook for Oscars off the list, by the way. I blame the Westbrook, all the shit around Westbrook.
Yeah. But at the same time, it should have elevated Westbrook instead of putting down Oscar, but that's not my point. My point is
facts.
The narrative is created for whoever is marketable because everyone working in sports media is directly involved in marketing the NBA because that's what puts money in their pockets.
So
they're not going to
narratives.
So
they're not going to be logical against their own benefit or profit.
Well, that's because a lot of them really just don't know.
Yeah, bulletproof. I agree with what you're saying to an extent, right? I feel like there's 2 different things here. Getting compared to the GOAT, obviously, with the trajectory potentially, is something I'm fine with. Because even Luka Doncic, when it comes to his playoff numbers, like his PPG is comparable to only Michael Jordan in the playoffs. Like the expectation is Luka's going to be one of them next ones, obviously, right? So I'm fine if you want to compare yourself to one of the all-time greats, but I think that's more of a comparison. When someone says GOAT conversation, The only time that makes sense to me is when there's an actual conversation that you can be the GOAT, which is the terms GOAT conversation. So if people say Michael Jordan, obviously LeBron James.
Are you talking about a logical debate or a media narrative?
Well, the GOAT conversation means
I want to understand your point. So that's why I'm sorry for interrupting, but I want.
Yeah, GOAT conversation means you have to have a conversation
No,
to be the GOAT.
I'm just
Being
asking.
compared to all-time greats. Is
Yeah, a conversation between who and who.
That's starting the conversation
between who and who.
But it could be media
Michael
driven.
Jordan, LeBron James.
Yeah, the thing is, the point everyone was making before is that's the beginning process of starting the conversation by making those comparisons, right? They're being a part of these conversations as soon as they're making
a legit conversation.
Exactly.
It doesn't have
and
to
I
be a legit
Kobe
conversation.
entered the GOAT conversation.
I mean, I wouldn't qualify that as GOAT conversation. Comparing yourself to GOATs and like kind of setting up their trajectory. I mean, I see semantically, I see what you're saying. It's just I wouldn't qualify that as GOAT conversation. I guess.
But it's still, like, that's what they were saying, though. That's what they were saying. They were talking about the graphs, about the media talking points, about the headlines. They were not talking about these guys actually being in the, because when they mentioned Giannis, for example, none of them has Giannis in the GOAT conversation, but that doesn't change the fact.
Why is Giannis not in the GOAT conversation, but Wemby will be with the same credentials?
Because Wemby has a higher ceiling, bro. Are you kidding me?
No, wait. We've already talked about this. What I'm trying to say is, whether it was Giannis or Wemby, both of them at that point of their careers would not have enough to actually qualify, but they will be in the conversation because, like, Giannis at that point was the most marketable. Now,
we get that there will be definitely narratives about a fake GOAT convo that he'll be. It's not going to be like credible. But I do get what you're saying. In Dub in football, yes. If Wemby wins a championship,
whether it's legit or not, only time will tell. We cannot project.
We do know that.
Yeah, we cannot.
I think
we cannot project right now before he even played an official game. We cannot project before he plays an official game whether or not this conversation will be legit.
So Bulletproof just explained it. So Bulletproof just explained everything that we were saying, and now you guys understand. Y'all make me fucking sick.
No.
Make me
the problem here, Dub. The problem here.
I appreciate you.
Hold on. The problem here is that there is inconsistency with this because of the hype behind Wemby now, which is why the conversation of Giannis, who did the exact same things that you said Wemby has to do, that you put in the conversation, but Giannis wasn't.
We killed your argument when
I think
Primo killed your argument when you said when he was doing those things, those graphs literally came up.
I know you agree, but breakdown. Do you agree that Giannis was in that conversation?
Well, he was in the top 10-ish conversations, not MV.
No, he wasn't in the GOAT conversation. See, there we go. There we go.
That's not what we said.
But here's but here's the difference. But here's the difference. I want you to compare Giannis at 19 and Wemby at 19.
I don't care.
Oh, of course you don't. Of course you don't care.
That's not fair. Hold on. That's not fair.
This young age argument is so dumb. Melo was better than Kobe at 19. Who gives a fuck?
Football. That's not fair because Giannis is a literal testament to player development in the NBA. He's a literal testament to that. Nobody was saying that about Giannis when he was drafted. Look at how Giannis was drafted compared to now. That's not fair. Giannis was not a highly touted number one overall.
We got a couple of them though.
Kobe started out.
That's my point.
We got Jimmy.
That's my point.
Kobe started out. Kobe started out kind of weak too in terms of like rookie season, but he was still in the conversation.
Kobe wasn't in the top 5 pick.
Yeah, Kobe didn't have a great start.
It's just the floor raiser for your argument.
Kobe was drafted 13th. Like,
13. Come on.
I think one of the biggest issues with these conversations is
he put himself up there once he beat Tim Thomas. But before that, Kobe wasn't even going that high.
All I'm saying is, Oh, go ahead.
I want to get some more super chats. Can you name a player in the GOAT convo with one ring? Giannis was one that we brought up for you guys. As soon as Luka wins one, they're gonna bring those graphics up as well. They're definitely gonna do it.
They're gonna do it.
I'm surprised.
That's talking about dumb
Did
conversation.
that ever happen
Okay.
for Jokic at
And
any
there will be
point?
dumb
Somebody did that at
conversation.
all?
It
Okay,
happened for
got it.
Jokic after he won.
There'll be dumb conversation.
It
Jokic-
happened for LeBron in 2012. What are we talking about?
They did it.
I'm not. Oh, that doesn't make
And
any
that
sense.
was a
After
dumb
we just saw what
conversation.
happened in 2011, how are you putting him in the GOAT conversation when
Well,
the last
That's what they
were. I
did.
think that's the
That's
point.
crazy.
That's exactly
Right,
what
a
they
year
did.
after he failed in 2011.
Evan,
You
how can you put
actually
him in the GOAT
watch
conversation in 2012?
They had him
but
there
the-
before,
but-
even before he won the ring.
If I listened to you, you told me LeBron was the ultimate winner. So I don't know, maybe.
That's not what I
Okay, all
said.
They literally asked.
LeBron was in the
That's
GOAT
not what I said at
conversation
all.
They
without the
literally
ring.
asked Michael. Remember the Michael Jordan interview when he said 5 is better than 1? That right there proves that LeBron was having this conversation.
He was. They didn't care. They won. Winning cures everything. I'm sorry. It's recency bias. Recency bias is going to be a bad drug for everybody.
Yep.
Recency bias is what cured Dirk Nowitzki's legacy because he was going to be a fraud if he didn't get
He
that
was
2011 ring.
Yep.
So we're going to be like winning.
Yep.
Winning changes everything. Winning changes everything.
Yep.
I mean, everyone's in the GOAT conversation now.
Yeah,
Luka's on
as
the
it
trajectory.
should,
Giannis on the
dog.
trajectory.
As it
Wemby's
should.
eventually, apparently. I mean,
Yeah,
everyone's
Luka
outside
should be on the
trajectory.
trajectory. Not gonna lie.
Honestly, it's just.
I didn't say,
We're got like 10
hold
votes
up,
by
I
the
gotta-
time.
What's gonna happen if Wemby doesn't
I didn't say that by Giannis. That's you. I didn't say that by Giannis. And
Luka got to get
No,
his
no, I'm not
defense
saying it, but
up.
that's just the issue with narratives
They're
and
getting
like
the
with
combo.
The
generally
craziest part
winning
is
bias creates that.
the craziest part is for
Luka's
Wemby.
trajectory
He
is
has to
crazy.
develop just as much, especially physically, as Giannis.
You can't be in the GOAT combo
to
being
be
a
in the
cone
GOAT
on
conversation.
defense.
He has to develop like
Yeah.
that.
Why
And
not?
Giannis
He gotta
development was
eat some
crazy.
more.
Can't.
Why?
Dude's a twig at 220 trying to guard Giannis and be the year one.
Magic Johnson was in those combos
Alright.
before
Fact,
Michael
right?
Jordan. I
Magic
don't know,
can be in the
like,
GOAT convo,
Alright.
then Luka
Alright.
can. Come on now.
Alright.
Larry,
Magic
like,
ain't
what
in
you
my
talking
Are you
about?
telling me Kareem was not in the GOAT conversation
That's
before he
why.
won with Magic?
He was.
That's not what I
He
said. I
was
said
younger
that
at that time.
before
Yeah, he
Magic,
won
before Mike took off, Magic was in those conversations like that.
Facts.
I
So
think
was
he
Larry
was. I
Bird.
just said he was in the convo.
What's that next super chat, Dub? Because I saw that one you pulled up.
But
When
Magic
Wemby
played
won.
with,
Yeah.
they was calling the GOAT. The GOAT was on Magic's team
Mm.
at that time.
Mm. Football is
Yeah.
Wemby more skilled than
Yeah,
LeBron?
he was winning the
Don't you
finals.
No,
dare.
but he's more freakish.
Wemby, I dare you
He
to. I
might be
dare you to
more,
lie.
he's more of a freak though.
Freakish?
No, that's true. That's true. That's true.
Okay.
That's true.
I'm
That's
cool
like
with
you
that
can't
then.
even argue that.
He's
He is an
freakish.
athletic freak.
Like,
I give him.
LeBron has more power
Wemby's ball
than
handling is
Wemby, but in
overrated.
terms of
Guys, did you actually watch Wemby or just
Wait,
the
did he say
nutmeg
yes or no?
highlight? And
He
just
ain't want to spend that $4, huh? Look how he put that together. KD has
Facts, no spaces.
KD has the skills as a hooper. Is
he
in
your GOAT
your
combo?
GOAT
God,
combo.
God, no.
no, because
Bro,
because,
first of all, I need you
because
to invest
That's-
in some
Wemby has
that's
some
spaces,
loser.
bro.
sloppy, man.
Fix your space bar. God
promise
damn.
you-
Wemby's
I
ball
think-
handling
yes.
has been
If
No,
I
you
sloppy.
promise
can
you
send
though-
a grammatically
extra
correct
money.
super
I promise
chat,
you
just
though-
save your money, fam.
I promise you though, if KD would have won in 2012,
GOAT
Oh,
combo.
that's
KD,
true.
oh,
MJ.
No, but then
KD
2014 would 2014 and 16 would happen, and then we would have called him a
He
fraud.
didn't.
Yeah, but then he would have won
He
back to back
didn't.
Back to back in
He did.
Golden State.
in Golden State,
We've been
and
back
he
in the
already
GOAT conversation.
and he already
They
proved
would've
that he
been
was,
saying
and he
KD
already
better than
proved,
Kobe.
What do you
and
even
he
go to
already
OKC?
proved, and he already proved that he's
They
the number
would've
one
been
because he
saying
won with
that.
OKC. So the narratives about him not winning.
Mm,
Golden
But
State,
MJ
hey,
changing.
2012. Who says he goes to Golden State in the
Correct, because winning, yeah, it would no longer be a fact.
yeah,
He would have won as a one. So you
Yeah.
can't say
exactly.
exactly. So yeah,
so. Winning matters.
Everybody
But he
watching
did
that
it, so, you know.
championship round. That's where you get your most fame.
man,
from-
KD to go for me, man.
You know what's
for
funny?
watching that.
If
Yeah, I need
KD
to
was,
stop
you know,
trolling,
this is actually the perfect time for KD to go back to OKC, considering the resources and team they have. But
Why would he go
No,
back?
it's
So,
over.
man,
Why would
KD
OKC want him to come
That
back?
shit is over.
Why would OKC take him?
Oh my
Why would
Nostalgia go
why would
crazy.
Why would OKC take him? They're not going to pay him the money. They're not going to pay him his money, and they're not going to.
they have the resources; they could do it.
Why would
not?
they
No.
take him? Breakdown. Why would they
Why
take
not?
him?
Why wouldn't they take
They
him?
don't- they don't-
Man,
And
why
all he
would-
gonna
why
do is
wouldn't
take
they-
the
they
ball
wouldn't
out
not
of
gonna-
Shea here.
Why wouldn't
They
they take him?
Why?
That would
KD,
be
Why
idiotic.
wouldn't
They
they
wouldn't
take
want to
They
give
wouldn't
up.
take
You
him.
have to
They
give up
wouldn't take
KD
him.
or
Chet.
got
I'm
paid
taking
first
him.
round draft pick.
No,
wouldn't take
football.
him.
Football.
Y'all,
They're going
y'all,
to take
wait,
him
wait,
because
wait, wait,
he's
wait.
so skilled.
I'm
He's
Somebody
taking
so
him.
said,
skilled. 7 foot is skilled. Football.
somebody,
Yeah.
I don't know who said it. Somebody said he's gonna take the ball away from Shea and like Josh Giddey's hand.
No, he's
Bro, he didn't
not.
take the ball in hand away from Kyrie Irving and James
Steph.
Harden.
And
I think
Or
it's gonna be
Steph.
fine.
I never
OKC
said
just
that.
He'll be
doesn't
fine.
care.
Yeah,
They're
I don't
trying to develop their
Hey,
younger
OKC,
players. That's
But
the only
he's
reason.
not gonna be a very.
football.
That's a
Kevin Love
very
makes
dumb
too much
team,
money,
though.
and anytime OKC can send the trade assets to Phoenix. They could have sent trade assets to the Nets, but they never did. That's clear. They don't want
Because
him.
they're committed to the rebuild. That's why.
Yeah, they
I
don't
don't.
want him.
I mean, if do you? But
KD
do you?
could just
Do you
go
know if
there as a
Katie?
I
free
Katie
agent.
may have
guarantee you,
not showed
KD
interest though.
if KD's like, yo, bro, I want to come back to OKC, I bet
Yeah,
you
they're
they're gonna
gonna
work
take
something
him
out.
As a
back.
free
bro.
agent, maybe
So
not as a
they got to
trade.
give
It's
Chet.
possible. I don't think it's impossible, honestly. It's possible.
It's not
Free
impossible. Y'all
agent
think this shit is
is
like?
possible.
Who are
Okay,
they?
guys.
It has to be Giddy or Chet.
So who are they going?
Okay,
Who are they
next.
going to trade? So everybody.
Well, I don't know.
They
I'm
have draft
just
picks.
saying they will
I
be
don't know.
interested in trying to work the
Yeah,
deal.
they'd be interested. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the point football was
Phoenix is
making was
asking
just
for
him
everybody.
He
Everybody
averaged
and
30.
Like if Katie
That
went,
nigga
I'll put it
go
this way: if
50%,
Katie
bro.
was serious, if Katie was serious, right, about completely like restoring this quote unquote broken legacy that many people have, in my opinion, it's not whatever. If you went back to OKC and got a ring with that young team or that growing young team with a lot of talent, they have a lot of assets, bro.
They're going to sacrifice at least half of that young
I mean,
talent.
he
You
would have
got to be
restored that
LeBron
legacy
James
Yeah.
to do shit
To
like
sacrifice
that.
at least
man.
half that young talent to get
I
him
mean,
back
it is
football.
what it is.
That's what they're
He ain't
doing.
They're not
LeBron.
going to.
They're not
Okay.
going to.
They're not going to, but it could happen. I could see a world where it happens.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe
You could
as a
also
free
trade for
agent.
LeBron.
Maybe
That
some
could happen also.
multiversal
What are we
stuff.
talking
Like,
about?
yeah.
Why would the Suns give up everything to build a super team and then they trade KD? Like, why?
Make a new
Exactly.
core, you know,
Hell
Chet
yeah.
Booker.
I know.
In case
Um,
it doesn't work
Give
out.
me
It's just
SGA. You can have
possible. I mean,
KD.
it's just a
It's also
hypothetical.
possible to trade for LeBron.
I mean, the
but they're not
Suns
going to
need
do that.
assets, right? They need draft capital, right? OKC is the perfect team to get that from.
They
They're not
don't
gonna
need
send them
anything.
there.
They just want to win a championship right now. That's what they're trying to do. They're not trying to
Again,
get young
that nigga,
players
Thank you,
around
the
them and
owner with
Booker.
the money
They
came
tried that
through,
before
said
and
he trying
failed.
to win now. He fired everybody, swept it out, got the buying up
Yeah,
everything. He
Katie
like, I need
better
it
win though.
now.
They better admit it to it. Literally, Devin Booker is the only person on staff and on the team that's still there. That's crazy.
Yeah, he came
That's
through and did a
crazy.
sweep.
Hey, man.
Everybody
By
got to
next
go.
year,
That's
Devin
crazy,
Booker
bro.
will be better
But
than
Devin
KD,
Booker.
so maybe nothing to worry about.
Hey, so I do want to answer this question too. Dub, you got PG more skilled than Kawhi? If so, yes, and why? Kawhi would slightly be more skilled than Kawhi Leonard. PG would slightly be more skilled than Kawhi Leonard. But even then, like you're reaching
Slightly
for.
though.
Yeah, it's not even like a crazy bar. Like they're like
Okay,
on par
let's
with-
let's ask a bigger question. Is Kawhi more skilled than Dirk Nowitzki?
Yeah. Well, according to y'all definition,
Yes,
yeah. Me personally,
yes, yeah.
I would say Dirk is more
Defense.
skilled.
I think
I say Kawhi's
yeah,
more
if we're
skilled.
including defense.
You could argue that he's a better offensive player
So
and
then why didn't you use
defensive
that
player
for
than
Giannis?
Dirk.
You didn't care about Giannis' defensive skills or whatever.
I just want to know.
Because Wemby. Well, let's not go back to that.
Hey,
But
somebody
yeah, Kawhi. I took all of them. I told y'all. I was modeled in the Great Ninja War, bro. Don't play with me. Anyway, Kawhi is
what?
more skilled.
He was what? What did he say?
Did this man just quote the Ninja War?
He was modeled by the Great Ninja War.
I think he said he was Madara at the Great Ninja War. Crazy
Oh,
thing is,
Madara.
after I cooked him at the end, he got killed by Black Zetsu. So you know, it is
I know. You Black Zetsu? Oh, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. Relax. Relax.
You died.
Hey,
I don't even know what just
PC
happened.
anime at 5 p.m.
Devin Vassell will be his
Battle of Nerds.
Bro, you're a basketball nerd.
But yeah, Kawhi is more skilled than probably.
Does that mean Jeremy Sochan is going to be the one who ends Victor Wembanyama's legacy?
Jeremy Sochan. I mean, that'd be kind of funny. I don't know why.
I'd be hollering.
All that hair coloring, changes you. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah, man, he's gonna be a.
Wait. I need to ask football a question. I need to ask football a question. Football, what is your ceiling for Chet?
For Chet?
Great question.
What is your ceiling for Chet?
Very good.
I mean, but wait. I mean, if Wemby's going to be the GOAT, I mean, Chet has to be like top 10.
Relax. I think the Chet and Wemby comparisons are the same comparisons between like Bizarro and Superman. It's not.
Is that Carmelo or LeBron?
Racism.
Wait, have you not been
I
watching
don't know
Chet?
what that
It
means.
has to be. It
I
has
know
to be,
Superman.
bro.
I don't
That's.
know
I don't know what to say. I just don't think the impact. I don't think the impact will be. I don't think the defensive impact that Wemby or that Chet has will be as great as Wemby's. This is my opinion.
I don't want to do it, but I have to do it. Is Chet more skilled than Giannis?
I
Great
mean, yeah, but
question.
he's not more
There
dominant.
was box there.
Is he
I
more
was just
skilled?
No,
I
why are
mean,
you bringing
he
up
is.
dominance? We're talking about skill.
I
Wait,
mean,
why are you bringing up
he's not a
dominance? We're
better
talking about
passer and
skill.
playmaker. and
Because
he's not a better
the
defender.
force
So off that alone,
because the
you can't
force
Hey, Dub, you see how
that
your
Wemby can
boy is
apply.
inconsistent?
No. I'm not inconsistent. The force that Wemby can
Then why did you
apply.
bring up dominance?
He just said
I mean,
he
a
just
certain
agreed.
dominance is
He
skill,
agreed.
though.
He agreed that Chet is
But I'm
more.
saying, why did he bring
Yeah,
up
he said
dominance
yes.
at all?
Why
We're not
is
talking about
Chet more
dominance.
skilled? Because the playmaking
He,
and passing
but
that used for Wemby.
like this is the
Chet.
thing.
No,
This
no,
thing, like y'all aren't
He's not a
listening
better
at all, and I don't
defender
understand why you're
or
not listening.
I
Thank
am.
you. You're not.
He's saying
You
he's
spent 20
literally,
minutes ranting about skill and being dominant
bro.
are two different things.
No, he's talking about
They
dominance,
are.
and dominance is what makes him a better player. But just because he's a better player doesn't mean that he's more skilled. That's his
He's more
point.
skilled.
Why?
Like Chet's more
Why
skilled.
is Chet more skilled than
Yeah,
Giannis?
we
Why is
already
Chet more
know that,
skilled
but
than
No, we
Giannis?
don't
but
got to.
anyway,
So he agreed. So he
stop,
agreed. So he agreed. So he agreed. He said, yes, Chet is more skilled and Giannis is more dominant.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
know. Wait, why
understand what
is
the.
Chet more skilled? That's
Can we
all I
please
want
not
to
go
know.
down this rabbit hole again?
I don't know
when we were
why
talking
we're
about when
fucking trying to go down.
when
What
we were
else?
talking
It's
about
literally just
Wemby in Giannis, when he brought up the skill argument, which I actually agreed with, I just didn't say anything at the time. But Wemby is more skilled offensively, I guess you can say, than Giannis. But so we were just talking about strictly skill. Then when I bring up Chet, he says, "Yeah, Chet's more skilled, but Giannis is more dominant." We weren't talking.
He just added that on. Why are you complaining
The,
about
re-
it?
the
It's like
reason
it
the
just
reason I
added it
added that
on.
because
About it when y'all argued
said with
against it for
that
20 minutes.
top
So I was
10.
bringing that
He
up.
agreed. He agreed.
No,
You already
real
got your
talk, real
confirmation
talk.
in the beginning. I don't understand
So
why
we
you're trying to
shouldn't be bringing
pick.
up dominance at all when
No,
you
real
Chat.
argued
talk,
This is
against
real
it for
talk.
chat.
20
Chat. I
minutes.
want everyone chat to know this is semantics at its finest. There's no reason
Real,
to
talk.
gaslight
The
me.
I just
reason
want
I
to know
said
why
that is
Chet is
because
more skilled. That's all.
you
I
tried
just
to throw
want
in
to
a
know why Chet
quick
is
jab of Wemby Chet should be top 10. The reason he won't be top 10 potential is because you don't have the force that Wemby can apply. So you may have the skill, you may have the height, but if you don't have the force, aka you won't have the force to have the positive impact that Giannis has, and that's the difference between a Chet and a Giannis, and a Chet and
So
a
now we're
Wemby.
factoring in
Those are the.
dominance for Wemby when I'm talking about skill.
He already agreed.
Oh, okay. Chet's more skilled. Is that? Are you
So let's
happy
stay
with me
on
saying that?
skill.
I
Thank
don't
you.
even
Yeah, I
think
want
he's
to
more
stay
skilled
on
All
than
right,
skill.
fine.
Giannis. I can
Cool.
understand why
I don't
Chet
talk
is
about
more
Like
dominance.
skilled.
I
saying
want to talk
Ricky
about
Rubio
skill.
is more skilled than Russell Westbrook.
Why is Chet more
Cool.
skilled than Giannis? I just want to know. Why is he?
No,
Guys, can we stop
You want?
talking
Let's
about
not go down this rabbit
nah,
hole,
we
please.
good. We
Oh
got
my
it. We got
God.
it.
Okay.
All right. Nah, yeah.
That was so
we should move
unnecessary.
on.
That honestly, it was.
I
That
was
was
just
so
curious to see if he
unnecessary.
would say yes. I was just curious.
Yeah, Chet's more skilled than Giannis.
I don't
Did
think
y'all
so.
talk about the teams that will shock this NBA season? Did y'all already talk about
Yeah,
that?
we did. Yeah.
What do you want to?
Yeah, can I say something about this, please? Can I say something about the teams, please? Because I've been waiting for like 2 hours to get this off.
Go ahead.
Like the teams
Go
part.
ahead, my king.
I think the West team. Yeah,
My what?
the teams part. I think when we look at the Western Conference this year, we have the 8 teams that made the playoffs last season, the 2 teams that made the play-in, and you could argue that all 10 of these teams have gotten better actually. And then you look at the teams below them, and you see the Rockets and the Mavs, who also got better. If you don't think they will make the playoffs, so that means we have 12 teams in the Western Conference who have a very good chance of snatching a playoff spot, which means that if we have 4 play-in teams and anything can happen in a play-in game, then maybe one of the contenders is going to be out if one of their or 2 of their players miss as many games as they missed last season in the regular season. And with that logic, what I'm trying to say is that teams like the Kings on the higher end and teams like the Rockets, Thunder, Pelicans, because the Pelicans played better without Zion than, for example, the Warriors played without Curry. And when you look at these kinds of parallels between the middle of the pack teams and the top teams, the difference between the East and the West is that the teams at the top of the East are stronger anyway, regardless of injuries. But in the West, when one guy goes down, the team doesn't look like a playoff team. While in the lower end of the play-in spectrum, the teams
Who do you think
can
is going to
play.
finish the top of the West?
They can. What I'm saying is they can play at a higher level without their players. Like we've seen the Grizzlies without Ja, we've seen the Pelicans without Zion, we've seen
The
teams
Mavs
like
without Luka. There's a conversation that they play better without Luka.
maybe. I mean, I think with Kyrie maybe. But what I'm saying is, and now with the Rockets having a great coach and coaching matters, this could actually. I do see a very possible scenario in which one of the four top teams in the West missing the playoffs, and one of the teams that are not expected to do anything actually coming out of the West due to matchups and play-in surprises.
Who are the top
So
four teams that you're referring to?
the ones that I'm betting on to make a surprise are the Kings, the Rockets, and the Grizzlies. But will they? I don't know. I just think the Kings I'm the highest on. I think they can actually go to the conference finals. And the Rockets, I think they will make the playoffs this year if they are healthy enough to match the difference. Because the Suns have three players who played less than 60 games. Their top three players played less than 60 games last season. The Lakers without AD looked like a non-playoff team, and he and LeBron both played less than 60 games last season. And the Warriors look like a lottery team without Curry, and the same thing happens. The Rockets have two of the most injury-prone players in the league, so this could happen. And when you remove these four teams, and you look at how close the other teams have looked last season, and then you add that to the fact that these close teams have improved, I think the West is going to surprise us a lot this season.
Yeah, Dallas is not going to make the playoffs.
So the team that
the
was
West is always tight though. The West is tight every year.
Mavericks, bro. I feel like the Dallas Mavericks are the most
Yeah,
disrespected
but
team.
contenders.
They're not
They should be.
good.
They
And they're
should
all
be.
season, bro.
They're going to stink.
I agree.
The amount of people that
STINK
10
stink.
through 12 seed, maybe
Saying they not gonna make the playoffs though is crazy.
But Riddell, they've been saying this. Riddell, they've been saying this for a while now. They've been saying this.
I've been saying this
They
for
were
a while.
saying it. They were saying it last year, and look what happened. Before the Kyrie trade, there was like a top 5 seed. They was battling for that spot for a while, right? So the Dallas Mavericks is a team where, on paper, it doesn't look like a lot. But somehow, some way, they just play better than what you guys expect. And this is why I don't see any reason to doubt it again. They're going to be a top 5
You know what the
seed again.
Mavericks?
See, the issue isn't we're not doubting the team. We're not
They
doubting
were
Luka. The
worse
issue is
than
we
we
compare that
expected
to
when they got top 5.
Thank you, real talk. Thank
You
you.
said what?
What are you talking
I
about,
think
though?
they'll be
You
top
said what?
They
five.
were
generally
worse
no
than
excuse why they were
anticipated when
that
they got
bad with
Kyrie.
Kyrie. There's actually no excuse.
Thank you.
No, it's
Bro,
because
this team is going to be buns.
No.
This team
Like,
is
People,
going
there's
to
no
be
way you go
buns.
from the 6th
people
seed to the
didn't.
11th seed in like 2
People
months.
didn't. Well, the reason why that happened is because the race was so close. So that's the reason, Emmanuel. But you just didn't know that.
and Luka
But-
got injured.
But
like a
and
4
Luka
game
got
gap
injured,
between 6 and 11. What?
And
which
Jason
proves
Kidd
my
was
point
hurt.
even further. You said there was no reason for them to go from a 4 to 11 seed, but here you go providing the case for me. So thank you very much. Anyways,
Well, but it
Jason
also
Kidd-
makes your
if
point
Jason
about
Kidd
them.
is
Wait,
like
wait, wait,
four
wait,
games,
wait, wait,
real talk.
wait, come on.
4 game lead should be enough, bro. I'm
Wait.
sorry.
It makes your point about them being top 5 before the trade irrelevant, knowing that they were a game or two from being number 11.
Yes, but my thing is they would have continued their success if the trade didn't happen, because the main reason on why they lost, was because the defense was so bad. The main thing people seen is that they didn't expect the defense to be that dramatic. And I'm not expecting this defense to be as dramatic this season because of the pieces in which they added. So when the defense is better, the offense between Luka and Kyrie wasn't that bad. It was actually pretty good in my eyes. So I'm going to sit here and assume the fact that they're going to continue that success of being a mid-level team in that 4 to 5, 6 seed area. That's the expectation.
And also that
But it's not about them being bad. It's just about other teams
Who have
being
they
bad.
added that you think they would be better on defense?
No, that's
Grant
fine.
Williams.
But we also got to recognize not only was the defense worse, but there were still some kind of inconsistencies because both Kyrie and Luka also would come in and out of the lineup. They got to figure out who. A lot of times you've seen them play. They're like, okay, who's the closer? Like
Who is the coach?
scorer? So they were trying to figure out who their identity was around that end of the season, in addition to trying to mesh with the defense being so bad. So they got a full offseason, the new pieces, and now they can kind of figure out what their identity will be moving forward. And if we're being honest, once the game slows down in the playoffs, hey man, they could be a dangerous team for anybody. Who
they won't be there.
Can I say something about
the Mavs? The Mavs.
But their half-court defense is terrible. So
terrible.
Their half-court defense is terrible as well. So wouldn't that hinder them?
This is what I know. They will lose the rebounding battle every night. Every night.
I don't know if they'll be worse than the Spurs.
Because I'm trying to understand your point.
But like, they'll be the best 9th seed ever.
So what? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
keep that energy. I don't want anybody on the Mavericks train. Keep that energy. You know what I'm saying?
What seed do you think they're gonna finish?
4 to 5. The only teams I think will be
4 to 5.
The only teams I would think that would be definitely better than them is the Suns, the Lakers.
If they're healthy. If they're healthy.
Yeah, if they're healthy, sure.
Yeah.
The Suns, the Lakers. What do you call it?
Denver.
I think they'll be a good one.
Sacramento.
I don't know.
Y'all
Memphis.
The Mavs are the Kings.
I don't know if Sacramento. You got. I don't know if Sacramento. I don't know if Sacramento would be automatic.
Clippers got to stay healthy.
Clippers.
The Kings are like legit.
I mean, you could say everybody has to stay healthy. You could say Luka and Kyrie have to stay healthy.
Yeah, but the Clippers. What are we talking about? They miss time every year.
Wait. So it's not big with the Mavericks either. Luka misses a lot of games.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, but Kawhi Leonard has a degenerative knee.
Who's
I mean, yeah, he's the poster boy for missing games, but still.
Who's a worse injury risk, Kyrie or Kawhi?
Kawhi.
But who has a better? Sean, another question: who's a worse injury risk, PG or Kyrie?
Honestly, in my opinion, they're probably about the same. They're probably about the same, honestly.
But Riddell and Dub, I want you. Who are the teams? How many teams are better than Dallas? Like in the West?
That's my thing too. Even with the Wait. They still have a way better team.
I want to start. So the Nuggets, right?
Yep.
Okay, we have Phoenix.
Lakers.
Phoenix, I'm guessing y'all are saying is going to be better.
Yep.
Right. The Lakers.
Yep. That's 3.
Yep. Nuggets.
Okay. I already said the Nuggets.
Kings.
I don't think
Kings will be better, bro.
I think.
Okay. What about the Timberwolves?
They're all.
I think so. Yes. I think so. No, I definitely think
Memphis. Is Memphis going to be better this year?
Not with
yes.
Ja Morant. I don't know. Ja Morant out for like a lot of the season.
They play well without Ja.
Okay, what about the Pelicans? What about the Pelicans?
No.
Healthy Pelicans, yes.
Wait. So Doug gets to bring up. Doug gets to bring up that when before the trade, Dallas was top 5, but for the Pelicans when Zion was healthy, they were like atop the Western Conference.
Literally 1 seed.
Well, I mean,
you want me to give you my answer? I'll give you my answer. Between the Nuggets, the Lakers, and the Suns, outside of those 3 teams, all of those teams will be combating with each other for that 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spot, right? I think I'm gonna give the Dallas Mavericks the edge, but they're all in the same tier of each other. So the Grizzlies, the Kings, the Clippers, the Pelicans, all of these guys have roughly the same chance of overtaking each other in the seeding. So that's why I'm not tripping off of it.
Okay, so if you have those teams, if you have those teams in the same tier, then how is it disrespectful to have one of those teams ahead of them?
I never said
those teams ahead of them.
Yeah.
No, you agree that Dallas is the most disrespected team right now.
Because
so how is that disrespectful?
The main reason why I think it's disrespectful because Dallas is always a team out of all of these guys to constantly get shitted on. You guys are shitting on the Dallas Mavericks, but not the fact that the Kings sit here and have issues with their roster as well. Not that the Clippers have issues with their roster as well, or the Golden State Warriors, or even the Minnesota Timberwolves. But for some reason, the Dallas Mavericks is the main. For some reason,
like naming teams that were all better than the Mavericks.
They all have better rosters than Dallas from top to bottom.
last
Every one of those
season.
teams you named have a better roster from top to bottom.
That was last season. This season, with what they've been doing, I think Lively is going to look well. I think that guard that they got too will do well. And the addition of Grant Williams with Luka and Kyrie Irving getting more chemistry, I expect them to be better than what they were last season. I'm not going to compare what they did last season to what they could do this season. That doesn't make sense to me.
Okay, so let's go off paper. So you think Dallas is top 7 or 8 because that's who all plays in the
Devin
playoffs. You
Booker
think
against
their
the
top
Mavericks
7 or
still
8
getting brought
is
up.
better than Memphis is top 7 or 8? You think their top 7 or 8 is better than Memphis?
In my honest opinion, when I'm ranking these teams, I think the Dallas Mavericks could be every single team in the playoffs besides Phoenix Suns, the Lakers, and that's it.
I said whose top 7 or 8 is better, Memphis
Can I
or
say something about the Mavericks?
Dallas?
Dallas is better than Memphis to me.
Because if
You think Dallas's top 7 or 8 is better than Memphis?
I think Dallas is better than Memphis. Yes, I think the
That's wild.
I think the
Dub,
offense
that's
that they don't have.
wild.
Dallas can beat
Luka
Denver
and Kyrie are your.
That's
I think Dallas can beat
wild.
Denver. Yes,
It's not wild.
Bro,
at all.
That is
If we're comparing rosters and we go like,
Go,
top
go,
7
go.
or 8 compared to other rosters,
God.
you
The
can say
Mavericks, when they made that trade, for
what
Kyrie.
matters is how the team works with each other, and what matters is how well the stars play. And we know.
I mean, but we're projecting right now, bro. We're not gonna know none of that.
Yes, I'm trusting a duo. I'm trusting a duo of Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving over Ja Morant and Marcus Smart or Jaren Jackson.
Maybe I'm not.
players, Dub. It's a 15.
Maybe I'm not.
And you know what, Emmanuel? I think they've got good enough role players to be able to have Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving to sustain a level of excellence for that team to overcome those two.
You think they have better role players than Memphis?
I said they. I'm gonna repeat it one more time. I think they've gathered enough. I think they've gathered enough role players, not better role players, but enough role players to be able to make it so that Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic can carry that load to beat those teams.
I haven't seen a much. Maybe I don't follow Dallas media enough, but I've seen Devin Booker and KD work out in the summer. We've seen the Lakers try to build chemistry, even the Warriors. Has anyone seen Kyrie and Luka in the gym together?
Is this? Oh my! This is so.
Kyrie
stupid.
doesn't. Is like
I haven't seen footage of Kyrie and Luka, so they're not working.
That point's really irrelevant.
Yeah, people just don't work out with other players. Like Giannis don't work out with nobody. So
your teammates?
That's just kind of how it is.
Kyrie's always.
If Luka is better than hold on, wait. If Luka is better than KD, shouldn't he at least make the play in with Kyrie, who gave you 27, 5 and 5 on KD, and Kyrie were on pace to win 60 games pre-KD injury, and that's probably for you, real talk.
Okay, can I say something about the Mavs?
Yeah, Luka's still. I don't know what to tell you niggas, bro.
How is he better?
Luka's still better than Kevin Durant. Let's move.
How is he better if the person that Kyrie was with, the team was better with KD and not Luka?
That's a terrible argument.
Because the team is constructed more than just your
but you're the same guy. But you're the same guy that thinks KD on that unit will probably be a better fit with KD than Luka Doncic. You said that verbatim on this show before.
I just don't think that team is good, bro.
You said that KD, other than Luka Doncic, that KD would be better for that team because of the defense that he could provide. You have said that on this show. So even you admitted to KD just being the better fit on that.
With what team? With what team? What are you
the
talking
Dallas
about?
Mavericks. You have said that on this show, real talk.
We were having a Tatum Luka discussion, not a KD discussion.
And I brought up KD. I said, "Do you feel that same way towards KD?" And you said yes.
Did he bring him?
Yes, I did. I remember
Dallas
that.
would.
I remember Luka KD specifically, or not Luka Tatum.
With Kyrie as a teammate.
I asked real talk. I said, well, with that train of thought, you would have to say the same thing for KD because of the defense that he provides. And real talk said yes.
Well, we got the tape, so if he said, he said.
Okay. I want to say something about the Mavs before I leave.
I still think Luka's a better player. I don't know what you're.
My point is, you brought up the nonsensical thing about team construction and everything. But if KD, even with the same construction in which they have on the Dallas Mavericks, is still going to be a better team. How is that? How are you blaming the team construction for the Nets? But even you think that the Dallas Mavericks will be better with KD? That doesn't make sense to me.
I said that Luke. What I was saying is that if pairing with Kyrie, I said my argument was that Tatum and Kyrie is a better pairing than Luka and Kyrie because need.
Now you got cooked so bad that you lagging, bro.
Oh my god!
No, I'm not cooked, nigga. I didn't have a conversation about KD. I had a conversation about Tatum.
He just lying for the cameras, yo.
Y'all
like the video, subscribe, and we hit our time marker.
Yeah, Doug,
I can bring it up.
Was that conversation not about Tatum and Luka?
I'll show you the video. I will show you the video. When we had this conversation, it was actually at the later part of the show, so I don't
remember the KD part personally, but I remember the
yeah. But it's okay. He's just in denial. Y'all be easy. Like the video.
No, I'm not in denial.
Bro.
Yeah, actually, we can bring it up. We'll bring it up maybe later tonight, so I can cook you